Mr.
Japanese,
Japan over here. Oh, Nihongo Josu, eh? Oh, look at this guy.
I thought you didn't want to live over there.
Hopefully, how good is your drinking, Miles? Hopefully, you could keep up.
It's very good. I don't know if it's that good yet, but I could.
We'll get there. We'll get a training.
Yeah, there.
Work.
What montage?
Have some sake every day. A little cup every day. Hot, cold. 2 up and down. Pour. Refill. I gotta practice.
Yeah, like Katashi just
against the wall. It's your chief manager just grabbing you.
Yeah.
You call that a beer? What's up, people? Welcome to our little traveling podcast shack we call Otaku. We have the hottest takes in anime and video games. My name is Ray, and I'll be your host for this evening, afternoon, morning, perhaps, wherever you might be listening to it. Wherever you're up to, at work, at the gym, just doing some good clean at home.
Or you're doing watching other stuff while you're doing other things.
Like multitasking. You know, there's a lot of games, a lot of anime you got to keep up with. And while you're doing this, why not listen to talk people about anime and video games? We got you all covered here on Otaku. So thanks for joining with me. And I should also welcome our other host that I'm with today. Thank goodness for that, because you don't want 2 hours of me just babbling on and on. That's what my Twitch stream's for. Hey,
there you go.
Got myself.
If you want hot takes, you go listen to Ray's
the hottest takes on the internet, perhaps.
Unfiltered.
Unfiltered, exactly. You have to keep it PG-13.
Adult
Twitch, it's rated R, baby.
Adult Swim content.
That's why it's at midnight. That's the only time Twitch will allow me to say what I want to say is at midnight.
Yeah. They won't let me talk during the day. I have to wait at night. What?
Exactly. So I am Ray once again. To my left, wearing a snazzy, I want to say One Piece shirt, is Frank. Is that One Piece?
Yeah, I got this one in Japan, and I bought a snack, and it came with a shirt.
Well, that's a hell of a snack. Was the snack any good?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious.
Good, except the fish.
No fish. Oh, you're not a big fish guy, right?
No.
Well, you're gonna have to.
The problem is you went to a country that's an island.
You know what?
Why does that problem?
The food is delicious, but they like to put like these fish flakes.
Oh, the
top of everything.
Bonito, or right?
Yeah. That's terrible.
Well, but it
looks amazing, but it tastes nasty.
Not doing it for you.
Well, it's something you have.
It's an acquired taste, perhaps.
I feel like it's like pouring petroleum on your food.
Oh, okay. And that's the last time Frank's gonna go to Japan. See you guys later.
All right. Well, I thought we're gonna be looking. Oh, are you Frank from Taco? Get the hell out of my country. Enjoy your burger, American, or your tacos. Hey, I brought it back.
And that being said, I'll try again next time, Frank.
There you go.
I was gonna say I come in peace, but I feel like I already blew it.
You blew it. You had your chance, Frank. You messed up. Just like last episode, who had a chance but blew it? My brother Miles.
I thought it a nice, simple intro with my T-shirt. No. This always.
So you should have brought your One Piece T-shirt, Miles.
Why do I always get slacking here to start this podcast?
Someone has to do. Someone has to be the shield, and you're just like the shield hero here, Miles.
Should I just use the rage like he does all the time?
He's raging all the time.
I got 10 ounces different shields, but rage. But isn't that a backside to it?
Nah, good double-edged sword. Double-edged swords are good. That means you can hurt yourself and others.
I never get why would any protagonist always choose the thing that might damage your mind? Things that I guess
because everyone likes Berserk. That's why.
Like Gundam Wings. Like, well, if he's crazy already, then it's fine.
Exactly. If it makes you go crazy, but if you're already crazy, it can't make you go crazy, now can it?
They actually say that.
Yeah, basically that's Gundam the Wing Zero. Yeah, Wing Zero.
Wing Zero.
Oh, Gundam Wing.
So they have the protagonist who's nuts. Because how can he be nuts? He's already nuts. See.
The 90s. So if you're a 90s kid and you love the 90s, you come to the right podcast, because often we bring up our 90s references, including anime and video games, of course. All right, with our intro out of the way, I need to tell you what to look forward to this episode. So today in the lineup, we have some news, a lot of juicy news, both in the anime and video game industry. We're going to cover a little bit here early on in the podcast. And after that, we have our part 2 of our, it would be summer. Jeez, time. What is time anymore these days?
Well, it depends. According to outside, right? Technically, it's still summer.
Yeah,
it's
still summer, despite the sun is going down so quicker now these days. So part 2 of our summer anime review season, which we have help me out, Frank.
Undead Murder Farce.
Undead Murder, and
the
my
English name.
yes, minus the girl apparently, and my Masterful Cat is depressed.
It's always depressed.
Is always depressed. Okay.
Well, on mine it was depressed again today.
Yeah. That's
English name.
The title's English.
There you go. So those are our 2 anime topics, and of course after that, since this is part 2, we're gonna have our rankings. So we have new rules. So stay tuned to the very end to see what we're gonna do for next season. We have a new formula that's
Guess what's
hopefully
number 1.
There you go. See what show's gonna make it and this and that. How we're gonna run things here. So
revamped.
Exactly for 2.0 Taku 2.0 anime season coverage
Already.
And of course, with a little bit of time, hopefully we'll tackle a little bit of our weeks. So that is our lineup for today. So let's just jump right in and get into it and talk about some news. I'll ask Frank, is there any news that you saw in the last 2 weeks or so that we haven't talked about you want to bring up?
Time, when you said what is time, I'm like,
Indeed.
It reminded me of that quote of Doctor Who, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
I have not seen it, but I believe it.
Anyways, that's how he describes time travel. I did see the trailer for Rebirth. I don't know if that was 2 weeks or 1 week, but that's like the latest news
thing that caught your attention.
And
how are we feeling?
Pretty good. It looked like they're gonna add a lot of stuff.
Well, they have to.
The Persona 3 remake.
Some things that are very iconic definitely gonna show up.
Right. It looks like they kept most of it intact, which I was a little surprised because I know that game was a little eye opener back in the day.
Wait, hold on. Wait, just to reiterate, we're talking Persona or we're talking about the...
Which one are we talking about?
We're talking. I thought we were talking about Final Fantasy.
Yeah, because you said Persona earlier.
Oh, which one did you meant? Wait, what's the...
Reload, that's...
Oh, too many... Why is everything RE?
Well, because it's a remake or a remaster.
Damn it. Why?
Repop. I think like the Lollipop Chainsaw is repop.
And see, that's why I need the clarification. Persona 3?
Wait. When does that one come out?
February.
Persona 3?
Yes.
That's way too long.
Wait, when's Final Fantasy also February?
And that was
March?
also February. Oh,
you know what? It
Jesus
might be the
Christ!
same time.
Oh my God, no! I can't do JRPGs in the same month. God help me! Oh no! What if I
feel sorry for the poor streamers? Like, I gotta do what now?
But yes, also Final Fantasy 7 also looks pretty good as well.
And the other thing I saw, I'm pretty sure you were thinking about talking about it. The trailer for Dragon Ball.
Ah, yes, Dragon Ball Diama.
Diama does it.
Diama, get me out of here.
I don't know. Is it a movie?
It's a TV show.
No, it's a TV show.
Series?
It's a series airing next fall in 2024.
Supposed to be after Super?
Yep.
Are we?
It seems like
according to what Mr. Toriyama says, it's supposed to be between the events chronicles of Dragon Ball. So it's like. So it could be before Super, could be after Super. It's its own like magical time, I guess. That's how they said it.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem I have with that is that, I mean, isn't there like more to Super, and why haven't they animated that yet?
Yeah, that's a good question because there's more manga of stuff going on there.
I didn't read it, but like I saw someone explain the arcs that are coming up, and there's a lot. I'm like, and they're not
gonna do any of that.
They're not that bad. Like, I don't understand because God, I forgot the names. But there's
Goku?
like the names of the bad guys. There's like, I think one of them was called Sirio or something like that.
That part I believe in.
But there's 2 arcs that I looked into.
Take a peek.
Which they could do like at least 2 years worth of anime. And then there's another one that's about Goten and Trunks.
Huh.
And I'm mad because like they have like, it seemed like he's gearing towards, okay, let's try to balance the field. Let's try to give time to other characters. And then he goes and does this. Never mind. Back to Goku.
Well, I think the thing is, I think this is Toriyama's, like, this is his
because the Dragon Ball Super manga is made by someone else. And I'm not even sure if Toriyama's even involved in that at all. But this new anime production for next year, they really push his name and this and that. But they've been doing that since Battle of the Gods.
Yeah. Huh.
They keep Toriyama this is Toriyama, not us.
This is
canon.
Movie, Battle of the Gods.
Okay, so
it's aged better now. I'll say that.
Which one aged better?
Battle of the Gods.
Oh,
that's the one with Vegeta's
the dance.
The Prince of All Saiyans.
Mm-hmm.
So since Toriyama.
Toriyama.
Since he's involved in this one, does that mean that Super's like, okay, now you're not official?
I think it's just they're doing its own two separate things
It's
because
a spin-off then.
well, I would argue everything else that's in the manga is like spin-off or non. It's Dragon Ball GT now. Apparently, that part is question mark. We'll see. But yeah, there's no word if they'll adapt any of that material into future anime productions. But we know we've got this new thing, but it's a completely new thing by the original creator, and it kind of looks like, speaking of Dragon Ball G, just like Dragon Ball GT again.
I just
hope,
like
the slight twist.
I just hope they give more time to other characters.
Yes,
they won't.
That's the only thing that would make me happy.
I would. Yeah, I want that desperately.
The same people mind who when Jen had a great moment in what's it in the Frieza movie?
Oh, the Frieza movie.
And then no, denied.
It's got to be Goku. He's our guy. He's on the box. Got to have the guy in the box show up. So yeah, I don't know. It's one of those. I want Super, but I'm gonna need a big old bottle of whiskey for this one. I think maybe 2 perhaps, because yikes.
I feel like Super needs someone to go through it and like take out all the useless stuff. And
like a Kai,
like the one page.
Oh, I was gonna say that you mentioned that last time in the podcast.
They desperately need that.
But all
right, Frank, for you, I'll do it. For you,
Frank, all that left is like 3 or 4 episodes.
I was gonna say it's gonna be like an hour movie.
I'm cool with that.
I'll be happy with that.
Would you miss it?
No, you won't. I'll tell you that right now. You won't.
And also they need to like redub it
to
where they stop saying 5 minutes left, because like, or where they.
It is Dragon Ball. They are the masters in 5 minutes.
We're gonna kill your whole universe, but you cannot kill nobody in this tournament. Like, why are you making this rule?
All these silly rules.
And then like, oh yeah, but if you lose, your whole
it's fine.
Everybody you know and didn't know is gonna die in your universe.
And it's funny because speaking about the differences between Dragon Ball manga and anime, in the Dragon Ball Super manga, it really implies like, oh, we really were gonna kill everyone. Oh, but you wish them back. All right, fine, we'll wish them back. Well, in the anime, it's like, we were never gonna kill anybody. I swear. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, all Super.
And then they go and do that where like, okay, cool. It was very high stakes.
Right.
Sucks that we lost. And then they bring them back. I'm like, oh, come on, make up your mind. Like, are we gonna be evil or we have?
Right. What's the point of doing any of this if we're just? It's Dragon Ball. Oh no, Krillin died. Oh no, everyone's dead. We got the Dragon Balls, and they're all back. Never mind. Yeah. Everything gets just washed away.
Hey, they got Dende's. Like, I can fix that for you.
As long as Dende's alive, we'll be fine.
Yeah, I can put that in. Oh, they didn't put the Switch in there. You guys know about the Switch.
And don't worry, if Dende dies, we'll bring Trunks. Trunks will bring the time machine. We'll bring back Dende, and we'll be all right after all again.
See, what if the machine die? If Trunks. Well, I guess if Bulma dies, I guess then they can't use the time machine because she.
There you go. So now we send Arnold Schwarzenegger back in time to kill Bulma before she meets Kid Goku.
There
you go. And all together. Now, I've already watched this show. I want to watch this show.
Yeah.
Sounds better than Super and Diama put together.
Write it down. Guys, write it down.
The smartest, richest girl versus the invincible machine from the future, who is also made by Dr. Giro. Oh, look at that. That's all. Oh, killer robots from the future.
Always a classic that Mirai always says, we have young Master Roshi.
Yeah, why is it not a Master Roshi like gag comedy, just like Dragon Ball, pretty much with martial arts comedy focus?
Like with easiest sell in the world, like, and it's just like, well, the problem is there's so much money on this table, but it's like, yeah, but nah.
Think of all the poop jokes you could make, Toyama. You love your poop jokes. Think about it.
He loves a lot of poop jokes.
He's not a very clever man, but I enjoy his. Well, I used to enjoy his stuff. Perhaps it's more accurate.
Everyone, this is the. Godfather.
I was gonna say the master of battle shonen,
and this is our hero.
This is our guy.
This is what we chose.
This is our savior, apparently. Yeah. Any other news you want to go through, Frank?
No, that's it.
Okay. What about you, Miles? I have a list myself, so I want to give everyone a chance before I just steal the show for myself.
I do like the cute little PS5.
The slim, but not slim, but also slim.
This is what it's supposed to be like. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Disc optional, apparently.
But it's only $50 off. Why the hell won't you just spend the $50 and put the disc in? It's
pinching pennies, I guess.
It's like the goof. Well, we mentioned I think about the Xbox leak, right? With their new,
they got a similar thing, supposedly in the lineup.
And it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm surprised the fact they're able to make it smaller, considering like there's like never how big the PS5 were all like. This
Right,
is
the big old.
huge.
It's still big. It's humongous.
And then they found, actually we cut down most of this down.
But that's the thing, yes. Inside, because if you look on YouTube, there's videos of people like looking inside. And it actually has gone smaller inside, but the shell has stayed the same. Which is, I guess, that's why we're here with the new Slim or new PS5, because it's replacing. It's not like a new SKU. It's replacing the original PS5 SKU.
Well, like the PS3 days.
Right.
But my only issue is that, for one, it comes out next month. What movie?
Slowly but surely,
yeah,
supposedly.
For Spider-Man.
The holiday
Spider-Man.
season.
And after Spider-Man, what's next, Sony? What's after?
And that's the problem.
that?
Is after Spider-Man, I don't know what. I mean, Final Fantasy, but that's technically not like exclusive. Same thing with Persona, but also not exclusive. But because I associate those brands with PlayStation, then I'm gonna buy for it. But it's not exclusive versus
and
Spider-Man
and also
God
the
of
fact
War.
that like we mentioned last time with the PS Plus going up. It's like, what's this for?
Oh, the price increase.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, it's tough times at Sony. Apparently, with all their dealings, I guess they need to get the cash flow going. The thing I'm a little bit surprised. The One Plus thing is at least this new model. It actually is a full terabyte of storage versus the previous ones. They're like 800 something, but then really with the operating system, it's more like 600 something.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be at least closer to probably 800, I think, with space you could actually fill up yourself. So that is a plus thing. But the negative thing is the discless version is technically a $50 increase to what it has been at $400.
Yeah.
Which I guess is just the thing is, I feel like, and it makes sense, because I feel like PlayStation got concerned when they released the Xbox Series S at $300. They're like, well, we have to put something closer to that, so we'll drop the price of the discless version. But now that that kind of moment's over, it's like, oh, okay, let's crank up the prices a little bit and balance it back more in our favor, which makes sense, but it just kind of sucks. So I guess if you're gonna go old digital, maybe look for the current one.
I think it's supposed to be shiny on top but matte in the bottom, like some weird
something. I think
some weird, and
finishings are a little bit different,
and they're like two little lines, and it's like how cute it looks. Like it looks so portable,
right.
The other one, like, it's like, it reminded me of the old Xbox. Like, here.
Which old Xbox?
The OG Xbox. No, it was like, bring up the whole thing. That, and also get the power brick to go with the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like
I thought the power brick was in that one, but I could be wrong. It better, because the thing was heavy.
Maybe it was a 360. Maybe 360.
No, 360. The brick was out. I remember that because I had to. Oh my god, how many times I had to set that up?
But I don't know. I guess this is weird because there's not really any games other than Spider-Man coming out next. All right.
Well, they gotta do something to
get
Spider-Man's
the hype. Not out yet?
Nah, number 2.
Yeah, that
no, it's not out yet.
Oh my god, isn't this PlayStation version out already?
Yes.
What?
I didn't think about that, but you're absolutely right.
I was thinking,
how's the game out, but the Spider-Man console's out?
I feel like that game already came out twice. The part 2.
Right, especially with the Miles game, yeah. And plus they remastered the first one again.
Yeah,
that is funny. Yeah, it just feels like we got Spider-Man like every other year. Or something
and I also
like
heard there's a lot of rumors
That's funny.
saying that I guess The Last of Us Part 2 is gonna get remastered, whatever the heck that is.
Oh my goodness!
And it's like the Sony method we talked about in this podcast a while ago. It's like we're just gonna focus on big titles and things like that, and hopefully that makes us money.
And it's worked for them to be. I mean, like I said, it's made money for them. So I guess why would you do something differently? Considering Xbox's goal is, hey, we got the Game Pass, and I guess talk about in the news of we got the most games now, so get the Game Pass, and we'll be okay.
I know Ivan loves it.
It's if you're open to it, it's a good deal. You get that's a lot of games. If anything, you have time to play such games. The problem I have, and I don't have Game Pass.
Let's see what else. Things out there I can think off my head. I mean, I guess because I guess the New York Comic Con's going on right now, right?
Oh, is that happening right now?
Yeah,
I think I saw something.
I thought Dragon Ball thing got leaked out, or it was announced during that. And now there's someone they want to bring your favorite telenovela, it was Rumbly Hearts over here, the original novel.
The original.
Someone wants to bring it over here next year.
All right, that's because I'm putting my pre-order now.
Because oh boy, that show, that's
just utter nonsense.
Wait, what's it called?
Rumbling Hearts.
Oh.
It's the I don't know. It's the one with the setup is there's a guy in their high school and they fall in love, or they start going out and start getting hot, but then she gets in a car accident and she falls into a coma. But then there's her best friend that over time maybe start developing feelings for him. And then
That
what?
does sound like a novella.
Exactly.
I said that then. So
and then what if she wakes up from that coma
so like,
years later?
Like 5 or 10 years later.
I feel like I've seen this novella.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
I'm trying to think of the name.
Yeah.
It really is. It's just it's just the right amount of cheesiness. I'm like, yum yum, scoop it up.
Yeah, you had to listen to the English dub because that's what.
The English dub they really ham it up and cheese it out. So it's good. I enjoy. Is it actually good? Probably not, but I think it's good. Guilty pleasure for sure.
So I thought I was doing. I was like, so it's gonna be I guess there'll be a crowdfunding campaign next month. I guess.
There you go.
And then
gotta write this down.
I guess like where. It's like where's the money?
This is where I bring you the hottest news, folks, so you don't miss out on these Kickstarters.
I also bring My Neighbor Totoro, the manga. They're gonna make a giant omnibus set.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know there was one. Miyazaki. Look forward to his new movie coming out at the end of the year.
And his the movie after that.
Fingers crossed. Fucking fingers crossed.
Can't stop.
I hope so. Enjoy those cherry cigarettes, Mr. Miyazaki.
Never, kids.
Apparently, it's doing the magic.
Anime is trash.
It was a mistake after all. All right, is that it for you, Miles? News-wise?
Yeah, for me, yeah.
All right, let's go down my list here. I got something here for you, Frank. So, what if you wanted to read Hajime no Ippo in its first 10 volumes on a legal service these days? I bet that'd be nice, wouldn't it, Frank? For more people to get into it.
I would say I'd rather read the newest 10.
Well, that's true. We're working our way. You got to start from the beginning, Frank, and we'll get there. We'll get there. But for those who we've talked about it multiple times on the podcast already, but Hajime no Ippo,
Fighting Spirit.
Yeah. Oh God, is a great show, and the manga is finally coming out in English officially since forever, which blows my mind saying that out loud. One of the most popular anime properties of all time, and yet it's never officially come out here in English. But it's finally happening on digital through K Manga, so stay tuned for more on that in the future.
It's Kodansha's, right? Or am
I think yes. I think that's one of Kodansha's, thus the K.
There's too many different.
There's too many apps, and they're all even. Oh God, there's too many.
And that's why I was just wear the pirate hat.
There you go. And that's what they're trying to prevent people from joining the Straw Hats, perhaps. Hang out over here with the heroes, with Deku. They wouldn't don't do crimes, kids. What All Might would say.
I remember that one when they had a
pirating.
No, there was no
villains.
There was no pirating campaign in Japan, so they had like all the heroes. No pirates.
There you go.
I just find because
poor Luffy can't be in there.
No, he was there.
Of course he was. Classic Luffy.
Like what?
I'm a pirate, but I'm not a bad guy. Double check.
Oh my God, like Tokyo Revengers. Like I'm a good gangster.
Well,
how do they kill the bad people?
Well, it's like
it looks like here we go.
I think his words were, "I want to give gangsters a good name."
He wants to be a gangstar for JoJo fans.
I say it's okay because we're on this side of crime, not the dark side of crime. Because that
side of the bitch. There it is.
There's all different levels of crime. Like no, it's only here we're at the light crime. Oh.
Just the right amount of crime. You know what's a crime is Haruhi's kind of coming back with the new light novel and also a concert in Japan.
Sure. When that
ever is going to make it here, who God knows, and little do I have an interest
in
it. I don't know. All I know, it's one of those, as a once upon a time hardcore Haruhi fan, I don't know how to feel anymore. Apparently, when I rubbed the monkey paw, apparently this played after I hit that monkey paw. Because here we got more Haruhi, and I don't know if it's going to be worth it or not. You got to be careful what you wish for, kids.
Yeah, I think if I never cried, I think what I read from that it's going to be like 3 isekai, like short stories?
Short stories, something like that.
Which makes sense.
It's something that it fits in the universe and probably use it to knock out. And hopefully this leads to more, I guess. It's like I want to be more. It's one of those, just like Dragon Ball, there's more content to be adapted to a new anime or something.
Jotaro Armand is kind of like, oh man, I still got time.
Yeah, one day. Yeah. Good luck, Game of Thrones fans.
I think Rash is in the corner going like, what? Finish? Why?
Yeah. Let's see here. Speaking about old things that apparently keep coming back, and I don't know how, but this time in live action form. So look forward, mark it on your calendars, ladies and gentlemen, on December 14th.
Oh, here we go.
If you're a Netflix member, look forward to your live action Yu Yu Hakusho, which
Can't wait.
Oh no!
come on, Frank.
Hey, they got one piece now. Hey, they got there's a little more.
The difference here is I believe this is a Japanese production, so I'll let you decide what that means. But there's no trailer, no nothing. I think it's like a picture of the main four. That's it.
Should it get like all the English voice actors to dub over it?
Yo, let's make that happen. Let's make that happen.
And there is like, you know what? Yeah, man.
Oh
So
my
we
goodness.
can see how they look like.
There's like close-up shots of them.
You know what? This one might not be so bad now that I think about it. It's just One Piece is like it shouldn't have been done.
That's literally like the hardest one to do. Like that's the one you just don't do, I would argue.
And they're not even at the part that's hard to like
Figure it out how the
Chopper? How the hell are we gonna do Chopper?
Yeah, and like
Yikes.
not just Chopper, like other characters that are.
Popeye?
It's just like I don't get it. Like
It's money on the table, Frank. Money on the table.
no, it's because like for example, Whitebeard is huge. Are they gonna make him huge?
He's a big old guy.
Yeah, and there's like there's a bunch of characters that are giant. And
That's the thing, by the way.
It depends how far they're gonna go with it. Who knows?
That's
the
true.
thing.
I heard they want 12 seasons.
Good luck. So we're gonna
I just
look forward to Water 7. That's it.
I don't know.
I barely get that reference, but I'm gonna cash in the little One Piece credit I have.
Yeah, but Yu Yu Hakusho, they're more normal looking.
Right. It's
Um,
possible. I look forward to seeing Toguro, the big old Freakazoid with shades. Little on the Freakazoid brother.
yeah,
That's
I don't
gonna be
know.
a lot of CG.
I guess it just depends who does it and how they do it. And
Well, it's from Japan,
Well,
so
it's like
we'll see.
you get One Piece, or you get it with Full Metal Alchemist.
is there a good live action out there?
Death Note from Japan, the Japanese movies, not the American one or whatever you want to call it.
Not the new
Have you ever saw the Japanese movies?
Death Note?
Yeah,
No.
no, they're okay. They're okay.
Mm.
They're not like great, but they're probably the. It ain't the Full Metal one.
I haven't seen it, but I feel like Kaiji might be the best one.
Oh, there is one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just gambling, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's easy. I need to get onto that.
Is there a Gintama one too?
Maybe.
I think
maybe it's I don't know if it's a movie or it's just stage play.
I heard
The stage plays are a big thing now.
for some
over
reason
there.
I remember somebody telling me that Gintama was a good one.
I would believe because that's also pretty easy.
Unless I'm thinking of like a regular movie. I don't know.
Could be. I also need to get on the Gintama bandwagon next year. I think that I'll put that on the list. Let's see here. Also wants to give it another shot. Apparently, a 24-hour cable, basically anime channel in the form of the new Crunchyroll channel.
I'm in a Funimation channel. The fact they should call it a Funimation channel, and I'll laugh my ass off.
Oh my goodness, that would make me crack the fuck up. So yeah, this is going to be available not on your cable box, but on your Roku devices. If you have Amazon, that's going to be on their Freevee service. I think you have an LG device, it's going to be on their streaming platform as well.
Because it's a fast channel, so it is probably pretty much everywhere. You see like Pluto TV.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a freebie channel, but it is a online cable channel is the way I would describe it, because I'm an old person. I also describe it. But they're just going to play anime from the catalog. I don't know how they're going to do it. I haven't looked into it myself, but I guess I should out of curiosity.
What I read, most of it's like most of the English dubs.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then maybe when there's like a premiere or whatever, they may throw like
something new
fresh on the channel, like hey, look, we got this. You want to check this thing out?
Also, knows you don't want to do the Funimation channel and play like episode 1 through 3, stop and get back to it like in 8 hours in the block to watch 4, 5, 6. That didn't work. Didn't work well for me.
Hey, it could be a hawk show at 2:00 in the morning.
I did. Oh, God.
Like, you want to keep watching? Oh, yeah.
Oh, you would like to watch the final arc of this series? Oh, well, I guess.
Where it gets good?
Oh, but thank God for DVRs. Once again, I think we talked. What is it? We always talk about that every time you actually.
Because we're 90 kids.
Yes, I guess, and I did set this up earlier, so fair enough. Fair enough. And then the last thing I think of note. Well, I guess the big thing is, hey, if you're an Xbox fan, you're probably celebrating today because more have joined the umbrella.
I will argue the game industry is relieved because now we can move on from this nonsense.
At least take it out the news cycle. So Microsoft has won their bid to acquire Activision after all its issues in Europe. So look forward to your Call of Duties, your Crash Bandicoots, and hopefully, fingers crossed, not sarcastically, some more Guitar Hero in the future.
All I know is that poor old Bobby's leaving at the end of
the
beginning of the year
with a very lovely big parachute with big briefcases, and poor DB Cooper's rolling in his grave.
See, Ray. You just had to wait. Just wait enough. You too get going parachute with all your legal troubles.
Just walk away a zillionaire with So it's one of those, yay, it's over, and also, oh, joy, what have we begun here? So look forward to all that hoopla we'll probably see in the next year or so to see how that affects the Game Pass and services, since once again, that's their focus, and we got supposedly new Xbox consoles along the way, so look forward to all this news in the future, and hopefully we'll cover some more here.
Yeah, I was surprised they started like showing their Series X or whatever the
next console.
I wouldn't be surprised because since Sony put their hand, I guess I'm assuming they're gonna do theirs.
Eventually, I think they're gonna wait till after the craziness, and I think, or maybe spring, I think would be a good time. Just kind of pull a switch, if you will.
Yeah.
Let the holiday hoopla wash you over and show something more interesting, because they too are, forget the disc, it's all digital, which as a person who loves collecting physical media, or at least used to, I'm concerned, but the only good thing is I admit this is the last generation I'll be collecting.
One piece of news that was interesting from yesterday. So Best Buy is going to get out of the physical media business by the end of the year.
All games?
Like any physical movies, DVDs, games, you can't buy them at Best Buy anymore.
So what the fuck are they gonna sell at Best Buy?
Physically, I guess. So you can't go to a Best Buy and buy games.
Right,
everything's online now.
So what are you gonna buy? Once again, when are we gonna buy that $20 HDMI cable? I could go buy $2 on Amazon.
I don't know.
What are you gonna go to Best Buy for? That's concerning.
The Amiibos.
Yeah, poor Amiibos. When's the last time Amiibos were a thing? As a guy looks at his Amiibo collection right now.
That reminds me for the Zelda comes out soon. Damn it.
So yeah, I don't. That's. I mean, it makes sense, but it's just. But I.
Oh, and that's like, I don't like it.
I love. I'm done with news. I keep finding more news. One more thing. All right, Mr. Steve Jobs.
And also, I forgot Netflix is planning to make mortar and brick stores.
What is this? Backwards Day?
Yeah. So basically, they basically want to be Blockbuster. Basically, it sounds like
actual rental of movies.
You actually go to a store, you watch a content from them.
Well, this will make money for like 3 months when people are just bored and curious.
So I
on Hollywood, I imagine.
I have no. I think it's just funny. We're just going back to.
Want to physically rent out the live action One Piece, Frank?
I don't know.
I got you, Frank. Oh
no! I mean, I'm gonna watch it out of obligation.
It's like
things we do.
I'm in this mess. I have to go watch it. That's what we did. Cowboy Bebop. That's what we did with all of our every other 90s. Every 90s live action is like well,
it's old enough now to make money. Question mark.
I couldn't finish Cowboy Bebop. That one was terrible.
You were smarter than us, Frank. You were smarter than us. I had a whiskey bottle. That's the only way I could have done it. I'll tell you that
after the first episode.
Yikes. All right. I think that was it for... Oh, the last thing. More of a warning for you people out there. For all 3 people who maybe this will fit for you. The Nintendo 3DS and the Nintendo Wii U online game services, I guess, will be coming to an end in April of next year, since already they pulled the plug on the game downloading stuff. Or... to purchase games, they pulled the plug on. But if you already purchased games from either of these consoles, you can still re-download them in the future. For how long? We'll see. Stay tuned.
I'm waiting for the remaster or remake or whatever they put in this game. I'm assuming that's what's happening here.
That's a lot of games. Well, they've already done the Wii U catalog, but that was a pretty small catalog to remaster or redo. So we did that. So I look forward to my Fire Emblem Awakening HD, perhaps. I will buy that on day one for sure. So yeah, in case you're still rocking your Splatoon 2, 2 was on the Switch. Be one.
Yeah, it'll be one.
Oh, man, I'll go for one more round. One more round. I still have my copy.
I think technically it's Splatoon 3. I think you could buy DLC to play Splatoon 1 maps. Something like that. Some weird.
That sounds right.
Because
Because
it was like expansion pass. It comes with like the single player DLC for Splatoon 3, and you also get
more
basically
content.
get Splatoon 1 basically in Splatoon 3, something like that. Some weird.
That would work for me. I should maybe check that out. All right, so that is it for my news this week, and that is the news for this episode of the podcast. So move on here into our next thing and talk about our part 2 of our summer anime reviews. And we're gonna start with Frank this time because it's his pick this week.
What?
And
what?
And the other pick with the depressed cat was Ivan's pick. Ivan couldn't join us this week, so I will have to double duties as host and cover his part of the segment. But because I'm tired of talking, I'm going to ask Frank to take charge and tell us what is this undead murder farce.
Oh God, what is it?
What is it?
Is it a girl? Is it not a girl?
Is there a girl? Tell me, is there a girl or not? Can you verify it is a girl? And what is a girl? My next question. Let's really dissect this.
I cannot verify if it's a girl because she does not, or he does not have a body.
We don't have enough evidence to support this theory.
It's just a face. Well, Jesus, how do I explain this anime? Basically, it's about a undead. Is it undead? Or she's just
immortal?
Is
I guess?
Immortal
freakazoid being
woman who is just a head because her body got stolen, and she seeks out this Oni, half human guy for help. And basically she tells him, if you help me, I'll make you immortal. And so he agrees, and they go out and look for her body or his body. Yeah, then that's what it is. They run into monsters, famous people in like books or real life.
Mm-hmm.
So just to give you an idea, they run into Dracula, Lupin, the Phantom of the Opera.
Mm-hmm. We got everyone.
Sherlock, Watson.
They come together. It's a set.
A guy that looks like Frankenstein's monster,
which is implied, yes, with the name.
I don't know all the characters. I don't know if they're supposed to be famous, but there's like a vampire girl and some guy that it's like Roy Mustang.
kind of.
That's just like, I don't know who he's supposed to be. And Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper. Gotta have Jack the Ripper. If we're in London, there's got to be a Jack the Ripper.
So it's kind of like
the greatest hits.
Yeah, it's like this. Think of Smash Brothers.
Would we say a farce?
If it was, I would say that if I knew what farce meant, but I'm not gonna pretend I know what that is.
Let's Google it, kids.
So yeah, it's like this person was. What if we have all these characters go meet each other and we'll make a story out of it?
There you go.
It's. I mean, Am I missing something?
No, that is the introduction. That is a bunch of weirdos get together and solve weirdo mystery cases.
It's really weird,
and also solve their big mystery case themselves. Then they have a personal reason to motivate them to solve.
Yeah, it's weird because the first episode, it's kind of like an introduction to the head girl and the Oni, and it's like, okay, we're gonna go off on an adventure, and then it goes into, all right, now it's the cold case, Conan detective.
A little bit, yeah. Like case closed.
I'm like, oh, so I guess we're not gonna have an like a main story. I was thinking, but I guess later on it does meld it.
Go back to it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. But without saying too many spoilers, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Do you want to know something else about
it? Maybe just your what got your attention to pick this show out of our choices? What drawed you into it early on?
I just didn't want something girly.
All right, that's
why they dropped the girl in it. So just for you, Frank, they heard you and they said, all right, for Frank, we'll cut it. I talked to Mr. Crunchyroll himself, and he did it for us. I tried to convince him about the 24-hour channel, but I couldn't. I tried.
Yeah, no. Before I watched it, I really didn't have any besides the name and the picture. I didn't have much to go on. But what caught my attention as I was watching it was just the recognition of the characters and kind of where the story's going. I feel like it's not the most amazing, like me explaining it. It's not like, wow, like, yeah, but I was very engaged in watching. Like, I wonder what's gonna happen next. Like,
Okay.
I have no idea. Like,
Right? That's always a good sign. You want to see another episode. That's always a good sign.
but yeah, I don't. I'm bad at not saying spoilers, so I don't want to say too
All right, Frank. All right, I'll pass the baton on to Miles. Miles, what was your first impressions with Undead Murder Farce?
To me, a lot of opening and a lot of the stylization remind me it's a lot of Shaft kind of stuff going on here.
Got a little bit of that.
No,
Shaft?
yeah, it's
the
a,
anime
it's
studio.
because a lot of the
Isn't there like a Shaft? Like,
There's also Samuel Jackson. Yes.
I was just like, what is that?
Sorry, I guess the way I describe it, because they do a lot of animation, quick cuts, and a lot of there's a lot of wordplay listened to people's conversations and what they interaction between all the characters and things like that. So they like this show has probably the best kind of like Frank's Big Lads
Rihanna.
Reliana, because it's a lot of quick cut dialogue, quick interaction with everybody. Everyone has a quick liner, silly thing to say, but it also makes sense what story's going on. There are a lot of visual aspects to this anime.
Like when the head says, "Oh, the girl, let me give you a hand," and he goes, "A hand?" Like, that's silly.
But I say, but there's a lot of different wordplay and a lot of you had to pay attention,
a lot of quips, I guess, a lot of quick quips.
And also because I did read the first manga book. I guess we were saying out loud.
The first volume, at least.
First volume, and and I guess the way how they it's totally different than how the manga looks, because it's
just by style alone.
Yeah, because style alone, the manga looks more like a shoujo thing, like it's more. But they make more dynamic and more I guess more stylish. I guess.
Hmm.
And even Cigarro too, because they both themselves seem more more styled up, I guess, than the original manga. Because I've shown you a bit.
Well, it's more like this thing is a little bit more I don't know, Tim Burton-y-ish.
Yeah, I said there's more style into it. I think that the manga still doesn't show.
Right. But the other one's more generic shoujo. It sounds okay. I just want to make sure. Okay. So, okay. We are in London most of this show for the most part, or different parts of Europe for sure.
I used to like the fact that, they do start and finish arcs. They're
right. We have a case.
There's a case and solve the case and move on to the next thing. And I also do like the fact that, you see a middle, end of an arc and a close arc, and then you move on to somewhere else. And they're not really meant to connect to each other. Just happen to be related.
Right. It's not. Yes. It's not that'd be silly if this can. Some shows they always do that. All these cases are connected to one big case. Whoa. Yeah, it's a little too much.
But every connects to other things. I'm assuming, because there are probably other cases that we haven't seen in anime form.
Question mark?
Oh yeah.
Who knows?
But I feel like it's they choose select cases, and that you learn something about how their relationship is, how they are.
Right, you slowly discover more about them, and their past.
And of course you have your Sherlock's, all these more literary figures that I say a good amount of people would know. I guess.
Right, just because they're so famous and they've been used for a century plus now, apparently.
I'm waiting for Chupacabras to show up.
That's definitely a case. I guarantee. I'll put money on that right now. Guarantee it.
And I'll admit that I am surprised that Sunny Wives are not really in Japan as much. They pretty
only
much
in episode 1. That's it.
And then I guess everyone knows how to speak Japanese.
Yes, that is the one jarring thing is, and they would do that a lot when it comes to shows where they're not in Japan, where they do the Star Trek language communicator off camera, where they're not speaking Japanese, but they definitely are speaking Japanese. But they say, "Oh wow, your German's so good," but they're not speaking German; they're speaking Japanese. So it can be a little confusing as an English listener following on with the subtitles, being like, "What now?"
So anywho, overall, I enjoyed the show. Some things I guess I felt like I kind of rushed at the end. Maybe we'll get it.
We'll get into it.
But but other than that, I think overall, they did pretty well.
All right. So overall, sounding pretty positive. Let's see here. I forgot I'm doing double duty. All right. So let's see. What do I got here for dear old Ivan? Let's see here. He didn't write a lot when it came to the impression part. Let's see here. Undead, better than anticipated, interested in mysteries. That's Ivan.
All right.
Straight to the point.
All right, he's
There,
very.
put a quote that put it on the board.
Yeah.
We're done.
So for myself, I thought it was interesting that most of the story is not in Japan. It's a different Europeanish setting. Sometimes in real locations like London, sometimes in like kind of fake-ish, they hang out the village with Leon and maybe Spain question mark, stuff like that. But definitely somewhere in Europe. So I did just the scenery and change was pretty refreshing. And of course, it's more late 19th century, early 20th century, because is it still the Meiji year? Is that what they said in the beginning?
Yeah, it was 1897. So.
Oh, right, because they said it's an alternative world from our own, but also somewhat similar.
There was like they did like there was a whole spiel at the beginning of the first episode.
It's like a one sentence narration dumpatron.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'd rather have that than, hey, mister, what's with the robots? You're a robot too. It's a different episode of the podcast. But yeah, so different setting. The character, I think, by far being the main two with Sugaru, is that what it is?
Yeah.
And Miss Headless herself, Aya, isn't it?
Yeah.
Their dual, almost like comedy routine a little bit, and with the option and third of the maid, made for a lot of funny. You do have to pay attention to it, but it is funny if you catch on, and if you're a bit of an anime fan and you kind of have a little basic understanding of the Japanese language. I think some of the humor comes off a little bit easier to understand and is pretty funny if you could keep up with it. And I appreciate their back and forth with their jokes of always the jokes of, oh, I'm sorry, I can't eat. I'm trying to lose weight right now. But, stuff like that. And, everyone, and I think even Frank talked about this, like people are always like rolling their eyes and like, oh, please stop with these stupid jokes. We're done. So it's just, they're having it's kind of a dark comedy often with their sense of humor of like, they're in this bad situation and like, here's these always monsters and people are dying left and right, but they're like kind of making jokes about it, like, oh, better than being this dead guy over here, right? And stuff like that. So it does have a little bit of that dark humor vibes here and there, which I've mentioned before multiple times on the podcast. I do enjoy. So between just the setting, the art style, it's like I said, a little bit more Tim Burton-y-esque, something that I feel would appeal to a Western audience, and it helps it's in a Western setting, so they match together. The checklist of popular guest stars showing up with Sherlock Holmes and other people or famous notes in literature, I thought was very good as an English major graduate. I appreciate a lot of those. The only downside is the mystery. The big mystery is not much of a mystery at all. Without getting to spoilers, we'll get to spoilers in a little bit.
Oh, here we go. The classic Ray with his hat.
Well, anyone who's put the 2 and 2 together by episode 2 and 3, you probably know who the main villain is.
I mean the overall arcing one, not
not the individual mystery ones, but I'll get into that maybe later on if I remember. The mystery, I like a good this thing just checked all the boxes for me. Early on I had my attention and it stuck with me all the way to the end, and that's my impressions of Undead Murder Farce. All right, so before we jump into spoilers, like just a quick, in case we just want to clarify, Frank, would you recommend the show to people?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, most definitely. And what about you, Miles? This would be a recommendation?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to hear it in English, though, how that's going to work out.
It could go for an English dub. I wish there was an English dub. Sadly, there's not at the moment of this recording. And I, too, myself, would recommend this show. So for those who want to be spoiler-free, we got your high recommendations, apparently. So go check it out. And then when you're done, finish the show, come back, and now tune into the spoiler talk of our podcast. Spoiler talk, Frank. Here we go. What do you want? What's the first thing you want to get off your chest, Frank? Let it out.
Well, spoiler, I didn't finish it. I didn't have time, but I got pretty
excuses.
My dog. No.
Ate
your anime?
Yeah, my dog ate my iPhone. I personal stuff I couldn't.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
That happens. But I don't know. I think what you're referring to, the big mystery that's not a mystery, is that it's Moriarty.
It's Moriarty.
And I think I mentioned it on the first time.
You did. Yeah, you did. And you did suggest it could be, and I was like, yeah, it probably definitely is.
Wow. Yeah. So I guess I didn't mind that it's him.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think it's more I mean, if it wasn't him, that I don't know who else it could be, because it had to be someone known,
right, in famous literature.
Yeah,
because everyone else is a famous literature character.
But who else? Like, I can't think of.
Yeah, I mean, we could come with someone, but if you say Sherlock Holmes, then there's got to be, they go hand in hand. Then once again, they come as a combo set.
Yeah. So I didn't mind that I guessed it.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I found interesting is that when they met in the anime, that he goes, "Oh, I haven't seen you since that waterfall,"
Mm-hmm.
and then that's like, I haven't read all the books, but I was told that that's like the
final.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, hey, it's after the books.
Exactly, and that's what it is, because it's so, because with the original Sherlock Holmes, it is a mystery of who survives, who dies. So that's all, and people always interpret it different ways throughout the years.
And they both survived.
There you bum. Hey, if they're dead, there's no money, so they're both okay. Shocking.
Mine was one back from the 90s where he goes to the future in 2099.
Huh.
Oh yeah, there was a cartoon back like early 90s ish, in which they reconstruct his body after so many years. He comes back and
He has to defeat the Reapers.
And he has like a robot Dr. Watson, and then he has to solve crimes.
This sounds vaguely familiar. Now she keeps talking about this.
And then they have to solve crimes in New Scotland Yard.
Does that also robot Watson pop up behind your back every time you turn?
If I only remember the name of what that show is, but I think you
Google it. Apparently.
Yeah, but no. There has been different.
It turns out Sherlock Holmes is not the freshest idea, but he's everyone's favorite, right? Everyone's favorite detective. We all know from Baker Street and blah blah. And earlier on when I was talking about the Great Chronicle Ace Attorney, I talked about their basically Sherlock Holmes, but isn't Sherlock Holmes, but it's basically Sherlock Holmes. So yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's not much to say.
To spoil?
Yeah, like
Spoil,
I
spoil,
tell the
spoil.
whole story?
Tell me, lay it out, Frank. Cancel your Crunchyroll membership, kids. We got you covered.
Oh, it's just they have a Dracula case, and then they move on to a Phantom / Lupin case.
Lupin
and,
the Third.
And you know what? That scene reminded me of. Have you ever seen Tiger and Bunny?
Still haven't seen it.
Well, about midway, through the anime, there's like this big event where you think something's going on, and then just like all these people show up, like whoa, this is turning into a bigger thing, and it's kind of like that. It reminded me of that.
It was quite the collection of cast in the show for sure.
Yeah, I just I wish that if all the characters are famous, I want to know who the other ones are.
So you get
I don't
you
know.
could place them all.
Yeah, I don't know if the vampire girl is somebody, if
That's
Roy Mustang is somebody.
The Roy Mustang, I feel like I know it, but I couldn't place it. But the name sounded so familiar.
Because isn't like in Full Metal isn't like Kimbrel Crowley or something, or maybe I'm high.
That's Kimbrel, yeah, the other guy.
Yeah, but it's like Kimbrel something or me, or that was his last name. I guess I can't.
I think it was his last. We talking about what was it? The Crimson Alchemist?
Yeah,
the Joker. Kimberly, that sounds right. Yeah.
Huh. There's a lot.
Why did we talk about? How did we get here? What's the point?
Because Crowley, I thought like Kimbrel.
Just the name?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't think he's from Full Metal. I don't think.
Well, I mean, he could be.
That he should have used his alchemist ability when he's fighting against Sherlock Holmes. By the way,
he's trying to become an alchemist. Like, we're gonna make.
That's true. He is trying to become. Now you're not wrong, Frank. He definitely is going for it.
A magician.
Yeah, there you go. Very different.
They're gonna be like, and this is how Full Metal Alchemist started.
Who's this Edward Elwick? Let's figure it out, Holmes.
Oh my god, if Ed and Al show up.
Greatest hits, everyone. We're looking for Scar, and we summoned him in this place called London. Well, they did defeat Hitler, so it's possible. If they could jump worlds.
There might be someone's fanfic, all right, everyone?
There
Come
you
on,
go.
calm
That's
down.
season 2.
And then Moriarty, Scar's my son.
I knew it. It all makes sense now. More shonen, and then we could just have like a more shonen jump / Super Smash Bros. Characters show up into this big amalgamation.
Yeah.
Then Kirby shows up.
But like my friend mentions, I feel like so many characters I know, some like are there like different takes on said characters, or because I don't and that. And yeah, show I think I feel like it became more like a Sherlock Holmes story, really, than they most part,
The middle part is definitely a lot of London and Sherlock Holmes for sure. It definitely kind of takes front center stage. But I guess once you have access to such a popular character, why would not have why not swing for the fences? I suppose.
I didn't finish it, but do they conclude everything, or are they gonna like continue?
There is to be continued.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
definitely is.
Well, they could just leave it open to like all right,
Yeah, and I feel like
Well,
he's gonna come in. Sherlock Holmes is gonna come in and out of the show. I feel
yeah,
like.
because you know just about Jack the Ripper, right? His whole shtick in this thing.
Yeah, I was like, you got an episode 10, so that's you finished the London story then, right?
Yeah, I'm at the part where I watched one episode where they're talking about the werewolves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because basically Jack the Ripper pretty much is,
He's on Chimera.
Yeah, they're trying to give him
Full Metal
because he
Wait, hold a sec.
because he has.
Full Metal Alchemist.
There it is.
But like basically the whole thing's like, you know, they wanted to meet all. I'm assuming we're meeting all the monsters in this world, and they're going to give them to this guy so that way he has all the abilities. So you know, I think
Super soldier.
There's more stories to be had if they. And I think this show might be doing enough to get another one.
I hope so. I recommend it. It's even more. So.
It's like the next. I guess to me it's kind of like Bakumogatari, kind of like you could keep going on for like
a while. Just more weird supernatural monsters from this region, this country. Frank, like Chupacabra, we could, and then we could, everyone's got a boogeyman equivalent, right?
Yeah.
And there's between, cultural boogeymans and literature references, it just keeps going and going. I look forward to the.
So is this like the new Bungo Stray Dogs?
And I was just gonna say, this show also gave me vibes of Bungo Stray Dogs because Bungo Stray Dogs, a lot of it revolves around famous literature characters and the authors, and there's always some kind of play, and they give them JoJo abilities basically for shonen battle purposes. There's a little fighting in this show, but it's not the main focus. But him being the Oni Slayer, he is like the Goku kind of in this world. And
it's funny because
the Monster Slayer,
even more so like the way his attitude is kind of like because he's more like he's a Rakugo player. No, a Rakugo teller. No, he's
right.
He likes telling stories. He's like I'm just a fool here. I'm not in business, but I'm here to fight. So this is what I do.
Right. He's like if the Joker wasn't totally insane, kind of.
Yeah.
For those who are more familiar with Western characters.
He's really...
Joker might come out.
There you go. That's true. He might show up with Batman. Hey, Batman's hitting 100 years soon.
I've seen the Batman in Japan already, so
there you go.
It's possible.
Sugu, how do we get to Gotham City? Oh, don't go down that alley. Don't want to go to the Butler. Don't go down that alley, mister. It's bad alley.
But overall, I think the neat thing about this is the fact that all the three main they all play off for each other very well.
Yeah, they have a little something. It's a nice little comedy routine they have going on.
Yeah, even I guess in the serious story, like oh no, it's like but no, at the same time
they have confidence because like she can't die, right? And he's pretty OP as fuck, so like it has to be a pretty big serious character to even.
Isn't he immortal also?
Kind of.
Well, the thing is that because his. Sugaro's thing is that fortunate, because
it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, because eventually, the only part of him will eventually take over and kill him, basically, like all the other experiments.
But wasn't the thing because he was doing whatever he was doing because like I'm gonna die anyway.
Right.
And she came up and she said, "I can cure you."
Well, I don't think cure him. I think he could
prolong his life.
She could delay his progression to becoming the only part of him killing him.
Basically,
but really? That's why that's what you see like
I don't remember she's saying you're good forever. It's more of a it makes some maybe stronger but like I think Miles is it's more like she's just like the medicine to cure his disease, but if he stops taking his pills he's gonna have a bad time. Yeah, that's what it implies.
No, it just like halts it or prevents it from getting out of control.
Taking over. It's just buying him time, but how much time we don't know, right?
Because according to what we know is that the experiments they did for between the Oni and humans, they all went crazy or died. Most of them died, and he managed to survive. So, I guess also,
and that's why they're making Jack the Ripper to be, the one to. He's trying to, and that's why they steal her body. Once again, we're in spoilers. They steal her body in order to make an Oni Slayer immortal, which even which would make sense. That's why he hasn't achieved that yet either.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure, I'm confident now that we have the discussion figuring out the show. That's what's happening indeed.
Or Jack just needs to kiss the girl.
Well, that might help. Moriarty apparently needs to work on that. So anything else, Miles? You want a spoilerish that you want to get off your chest? Did I cover anything? You good, Frank?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure. Miles, anything else we haven't discussed yet?
The opening's flashy.
There's some good cuts in it for sure. I love the cut with the Sherlock Holmes and they cut to London. I'm like, oh, that's a good fucking cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the opening. I was in a hurry trying to finish it, but I at least made sure I watched like the first.
See, if you skip the opening, Frank, you could have finished the show. That's 90 seconds. You could have spent.
It was just like.
That's real time.
I
editing.
was-
And then like
That song has been playing in my head all day. Dun, 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 dun.
well, and also like look at this like different color palette. Look at this,
Right, and they're
like,
changing the colors all over the place, and it's just slow panning in, panning out, and
and
old timey bullshit.
And the ending's not that bad either. The ending's it's a good like ending song to leave off.
Oh yeah,
with.
it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
It's like no, it's like your Full Metal.
Yeah, it does. It's one of those. Yeah, it's
like,
a good the song
you can
vibe.
you can lean into the bit and then then go out to the.
It's a nice, yeah, especially with the end of this, like a case arc. It's like, oh yeah.
or is it over? I don't know.
And right on the classic. Ooh, stay tuned. Anything else, Mom?
And I guess my only downside to the show is the I guess I call them the Cowboy Bebop because they're Cowboy Bebop the insurance people because I mean I don't know why I was thinking the cowgirl and cowboy doing the whole like because that's what they were, right? But I felt they were introduced and this is their thing and off they go.
They treated them as menacing characters, but they kind of aren't. So it was a little weird. It was like almost like maybe it's because the cowboy girl's the one that sticks out in my mind the most. But I guess and because of that, I think of the Go-Ho Guns and the fact that these are supposed to be all the baddest asses. Then here comes Vashtseppin bumbling his way and just beating them without even like trying hard at all. So that's what it reminded me thinking of, like, oh, these guys are a bunch of losers.
Yeah, but I felt like those kids, like, who are these guys?
What guys are? I'm not sure.
The ones dressed in white. There's
That's what they. I was gonna ask about them. I'm like, who are they? Are they?
yeah, they work for an insurance company.
I wish the show was
which is also made from Sherlock Holmes. That is a thing from some literature where there's like something of like there's this insurance company and like they're it's kind of like, well, what's the American equivalent with the Western?
Well, it's like Trigun.
Bonnie and Clyde?
No. What are they called? They were called sheriffs, but like they really weren't sheriffs.
Rangers?
No, they're like in the Red Dead games. What are they called? Damn, I forget. But there's American history. There's some group out. They were basically vigilantes, but they call themselves lawmen, but they really weren't. That was also could maybe a reference to that as well. But stuff like that. But yeah, they also kind of. One, come and go. Thank God there's multiple of them because they need new members today.
Like they came in, they saw, and I was like, who is it? Like everyone else fit in the
right.
What's going on? Then these
it is like I said, I'm pretty sure there's something famous literature, blah 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 blah.
I said overall, it's a pretty good show.
Yeah. All right. Right, double duty. Ivan, let's see. What did Ivan had a little bit more when it came to spoiler stuff. Let's see here. He liked the main cast. He liked the fact that they were silly. He basically didn't like the main evil group with Moriarty and his crew. Is basically his complaints throughout the rest of the text, as he wasn't happy that it was the Chimera gimmick, which it is a little old, but at the same time, but that is the most classical thing to do, and it's playing off classical literature. So
yeah, I mean, it fits what's going on in the story, right?
Right.
Because the story itself, like you said, it's all basically it's all made up,
right?
It's all so like whatever goes on from here.
And Moriarty's just playing an Albert fucking Wesker and just trying to collect all these thingamabobs for his global saturation over here.
Yeah.
So
he's black-bearded.
Technically I think I've met him, but I only met him, but I don't know anything about him. I'll get there one day on One Piece. So yeah, that was Ivan's complaint. Is he overall liked the characters, the main crew, but thought the villains and their power abilities were kind of big.
It could be a little less than like kind of being more mysterious. And it's like it is, but but the cat's not bad. We all know who it is.
Yeah, it's they would have to do a lot more to make it more of a mystery. But once you get the Kane and the M, and then here comes Sherlock Holmes like 2 minutes afterwards, it's like, oh, who else is another famous character with the letter M? That's from maybe
Bobbity?
Yeah, exactly. So,
Mr. Monk.
Monk. Oh, the germs. Think about the germs. He wouldn't be touching that headless girl anytime soon. So freaky. So yeah, that was Ivan. For myself, let's see, any spoilers we haven't discussed yet. Enjoyed the show. Liked the characters that stuck through for the most part. I guess the biggest complaint I could think about, and I think Miles already talked about it briefly for a second, is the ending does seem a little rushed. The last case, it feels like we need one more episode to give it the proper resolve and pacing, and I would agree with that. Because it does end in a cliffhanger, which I admit I'm not a fan of these days. I mentioned before multiple times on the podcast, I'm tired of to be continued and never knowing if there ever will be a continued. In fact, I want a guarantee, please. So that was a bit of a bummer, but not enough to make me sway me away from the show. Yeah, just really the last episode and the quick boss battles seemed
the last
just kind of pointless.
Like the last two felt like were very rushed, and like we got to end this ending somehow. You know?
Yeah, and
the way how they animated it kind of was a little jarring as well.
Yeah, they you could see they were a little rushed on those last episodes too. Like they weren't god awful, but they were like you saw the dip in quality from previous episodes.
But I mean, it was
they'll fix it in the DVD Blu-ray for sure.
It was stylish the way how they did transitioning things like that.
Yeah, they did try.
But
you can see it, you can feel it. But they did more than the obvious. They tried their best for the circumstances and time, and
yeah, it's still better than Dragon Ball Super.
Pretty much. Here's one thing I'll ask Miles. You don't mind me if I get into spoilers you haven't seen, right, Frank?
Go ahead.
Was there an episode or moment where they talked to Frankenstein's monster / Victor before the incident on the bridge or waterfall? That I might have skipped in like one of the like a Marvel credits at the end of the ending or something, because I feel like I missed a scene because they were very chummy with him when it was like the first encounter with him.
Well, I think because
I don't think so.
the way how they had this
right. That's from
the one during daytime, right?
Yeah, in the daytime where he kind of jumps them, but like he's very friendly when he jumps them.
Well, I didn't because I guess because he's in strict orders not to attack during the daytime. So like Amy Undead, it's kind of like a friend, like it's like a, I guess I would say a truce, but kind of like a ceasefire.
Right, but they knew his name, for instance. That was like the weird part. It's like, how do they know his name? I don't think they said his name. Or if they did, it was very much in passing where Moriarty called him his name. Maybe, and even that's a bit of a maybe. I think only Sherlock Holmes was in that scene.
The thing is, though, is like, I feel like...
Oh, no, she was in that scene, too, I think about it.
I feel like between the arcs, I think times pass. I think, like, for example...
Maybe they met again in between?
Because, like, in London, per se, there were, like, 2 years passed. It was in 1899.
Oh, is that what happened?
That's between the, like, the first arc.
So I guess you could justify they bumped into each other between at some point. That was like kind of the interesting. I liked the dynamic just because it was like a very like friendly but like kind of rivalry. Like, all right, I'll let you go today, but tomorrow I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like almost like in Raiders of the Lost Ark when Indiana, what's the guy, the kind of villain guy, the Frenchman,
yeah,
where he does, if only you spoke Swahili or whatever the language was. Right, of like that kind of sense of like rivalry, but not like I really want to kill you, but it'd be nice if I got rid of you.
I think a lot of his rivals,
right,
like friendly. They weren't really trying, like,
right, and that's
they weren't the Nazis,
right? Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's he came off as like he came off like that, like he's a bad guy, but he's not the bad guy. Yeah. And I was just kind of confused, like, did I miss a scene or an episode where this relationship is explained?
The way how I interpreted it, I felt like it. Pretty much they went to a truce. Like I said, it's like a ceasefire. It's like I can't do it to you now. I'm doing it now.
You're right. But it seemed like they had a truce fire like right there before they said truce fire. They already had a truce. But yes. Anyway, okay. I think we went longer than I wanted to on this one simple factor. All right.
The answer was no.
Yes, that's basic. I was kind of looking for that and maybe a little explanation, then moving on. But somehow it lasted longer than I wanted. But anyways, whatever. It was still a very good show, and that was my biggest question mark I had throughout it. And yeah, spoiler alert. We need more episodes, and I want them now. God damn it. Yeah, I think that is it.
That's how this works.
Yeah, we gave all high recommendations. It's good to go. So let's see how it does in the rankings. But before we get to the rankings, we have to cover the last show in our official lineup for the summer season.
Ivan, go ahead.
Ivan, go ahead. Ivan, speak up. He's shy again. He's the shyest one on the podcast. That's why he's only here half the time. All right, so let's see. Ivan, we have what is it called again? You said it earlier, Miles.
Masterful Cat is depressed again today.
Yeah, Jesus. Why can we hold your pen in your anime titles? All right, so this show, how do I set up this show? It's actually kind of simple, I suppose. So there is this show, you have to kind of turn off your brain early on because it's never really explained. So in this show, in this world, there is this office lady, I guess, corporate office lady named Saku Fukazawa. There you go. And she lives a pretty typical normal life. She's single. She has like a one room
overtime, like every Japan.
Right. No, she has a two room apartment. She's not a hero just yet.
Yeah.
She hasn't fallen off that yet. She has at least a separate bedroom.
Two room hero.
And kind of typical. Works at the office. Works often every day. Wishes they had more free time. Like I said, is single. Is not romantically involved with anyone. Has a very small social clique.
So Japan.
It very common everyday things you would see in a everyday slice of life kind of anime or Japanese setting. The difference here in this show, and thus the name of the show, she apparently has the world's best cat who is capable.
The masterful,
he's mastered to be a cat, I guess, and has acquired some kind of sentience, kind of, by walking around on 2 feet and cooking and cleaning for her all day long.
And being pretty big.
And also being massively big. Like, I don't know, like at least 6 feet tall, probably, something like that.
Bigger than Garfield.
Yes, and they said Garfield needed to go on a diet. I'd argue he would need to go on a bigger diet. And that is the show. That is the setup of the show. Is there's this office normal Japanese woman, and she has this big, humongous cat that cooks and cleans for her. And why he's big and humongous? I don't know. Magic? Who knows? Don't ask questions
Folklore.
here.
Does it matter?
Doesn't matter. They don't get into it early on, and you just roll with the punches. And it is a very kind of slice of life comedy with a little bit of supernatural with the magical cat, but that's pretty much it. There's no vampires or Sherlock Holmes, at least not on season 1, and we'll see about season 2. And that is the setup of this show. Let's see here. Let me go to let's see here. Does Ivan have any notes without into spoilers about this one? Disappointed. That's it. Literally one word.
Really?
One word. He has maybe a little bit more in the spoiler section, but for non-spoilers, disappointed. So there you go. And yeah, so that is it. I will pass the baton on to you, Frank. Frank, what was your early impressions about this Masterful Cat?
Okay, so I focused mostly on this one. That's why I didn't finish mine.
I dedicate.
Classic Frank, always giving up to others versus himself. Classic Frank, what a hero.
I just thought I was gonna have more time. Anyways, the first episode, I'm not the first episode, like the first 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like a very different anime than what it is. I feel like I was watching Ghost in the Shell.
The CG.
Yeah, it was just like, are they showing off all these stuff that they can do? It looks
technological experiments.
It looks very pretty. I mean, is there gonna be a big fight here?
Right.
So it was like, I don't know what's going on here. Like,
we call it flexing, Frank.
It's
flexing.
An interesting art style for sure.
Yeah, I feel like it was very pretty and all that, but did it need it? I don't think so. So that was just my very first impression of the show. I was just confused by like the tour we got.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the big cat, and I'm like, okay, am I gonna like this? What is going on? And I was surprised that if you think about it, the story is kind of stupid. Like, she has a huge cat, and if she was smart, she would like make a ton of money from that cat. Like,
right.
Like, she would like sell it to NASA or.
Yeah.
They've actually made that joke at some point, I think.
Yeah, and like she when.
Oh, she needed. What if you get sick? Where do I take you?
Yeah. Then or like the other girl that was recording her cat. I'm pretty sure if she records her cat, she would get more views. Like
right. She'd be on all the TikToks.
So I mean, if she's worried about like working, like she's got a gold mine in her room.
Right.
Anyways, that's just like, if you think about it too much, it doesn't make sense.
That's true. That's very true, Frank.
So you just gotta roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
What I appreciated, and I thought it wasn't gonna happen, was that I thought it was gonna be like, oh yeah, everybody's okay with this cat, and nobody's gonna care. But it was a thing, and it was weird. So it was addressed, and she was trying to hide it. So I was like, okay, it's not realistic, but in that part, it was like, okay, it's kind of realistic.
Right, trying to bring something down.
And after, I said to myself, okay, I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna watch it and see what happens. It was very funny. Like, I was not disappointed like Ivan. I was because Ivan tells me everything. Like,
Yeah.
like I tried to tell him not to tell me anything. But he goes like, oh, it has something I really don't like, but I hope you like it. And I wonder if you're going to notice it.
Sounds like Ivan.
And I'm like, and then, yeah, he told me that the other, oh, this one has something I don't like either. And like, and he goes, I think this one's the winner. Or I don't know, but he's always, I'm like, Ivan, settle down. Like, anyways, so it was like really weird, but I just enjoyed, like, every episode was its own thing. I had fun seeing their interactions. Like, every time they talked to each other, or she talked and he listened.
Right.
I enjoyed when he goes.
Oh, clicking of the tongue.
Or another one, I like.
Oh, right. When
Yeah.
he's very proud of himself, basically.
Yeah, so he was funny. It was just like very nice to watch. And just try not to think about it. Try not to think about it, and it's nice to watch. That's my impression. All
right. Fair enough. I have similar thoughts myself, but let's move on to Miles. Miles, what do you think about this one? There you go.
I thought the show was fine. I don't know. I don't see what's the issue with it, because they don't really. I mean, some people see it, right? But I think they the way how they there's like black cats are good luck cats, so everyone kind of rolls with it and knows. And
apparently,
though sorry to interrupt, but the way I saw it is like, when people saw him outside, it's like, oh, it's just a guy in a suit.
Right, that was the justification of this real cat walking around Tokyo or wherever they're at.
I thought it was fine. I enjoyed bits of seeing this how life is hard for her.
Life is hard in Japan. Period.
And that's why Southern women and Southern men drink a lot, because that's how you save yourself from
coping mechanism.
You know
101.
what? There was a lot of beer in this.
Mm-hmm.
And
she loves drinking beer,
and I wonder, like, oh man, does she have a problem?
well,
I would argue yes, but that also means all of Japan has a big problem, and they do.
And
breaking news.
Another thought that came into mind, because I don't drink, but I've had, like, I've tasted beer, and it's nasty, and I'm like, what am I missing?
What
here?
beer are you drinking, Frank? What beer are you drinking? We could fix this.
They're all nasty.
No, Frank. There's the right beer out there for you. You just gotta look for it. You gotta look for it.
They're all poo poo.
Fine.
And it means that there was very good explaining other characters that are around her setting that kind of okay with cool like cat or oblivious to cat, like the little girl. There's like it's
right. It's you have to turn off your brain without getting into too much details just yet.
But you roll with it. It's not like there's no mind brand unless you really think about it, does it bother you? I guess. But overall, it's just being about a girl trying to survive in the city with her cat, who pretty much does everything for her, and everyone else. Everyone has a different image of what she actually is, which is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And that's welcome to Japanese work.
The workforce.
Life. Yeah.
Another one for the machine. For myself, my impressions early on, I was determined to convince myself this cat was all in her head. I was thinking this is a classic English graduate, and this cat can't be real. What is she coping with? What does this cat mean to her? Did she have a cat and lose it in a tragic accident? Something happened deep and down that she made this cat real in her life.
That would have been a twist.
Right. I was like convincing myself like this is what's gonna happen. This is gonna be the big plot twist at the end of this story. But no. So I guess slightly spoiler. It's just a big walking, not talking but understanding cat, who understands Japanese very well apparently, and communicates non-verbally very well also, and goes shopping by itself, and somehow gets people to not think about how's this 6 foot walking cat on 2 feet not a problem, wearing a giant kitchen apron not a problem. And that, like you mentioned, Frank, I was gonna be my key to enjoy the show is you really have to be able to turn off your brain, which I sometimes do struggle with. This is true. and I was on and off on the show. I'll get into more spoilers about that and regarding that. But early on, I did like once again, and we keep seeing this because now we got a little bit of in the One Room Hero show. We got a little bit in with the ice guy and the cool female colleague, a little bit more of the office workspace in Japan. We got it a little bit, or at least I did when I talked about the 2 episodes of Zom 100 that came out. Once again, of working Japanese workforce, this and that, and it's just kind of saddens me. And I realized like it's kind of bad in Japan, like really bad in Japan, where once again, as you hinted at, Frank, is boy, drink, because in Japan, I don't know if you know this, Frank, but you couldn't openly walk with the beer or whatever walking down the street, which you definitely can't do out here in SoCal for sure. Yeah, you could just pop open a Kirin and enjoy it at your local Kombini.
But you can't drink and walk. You're supposed to stop, drink it, and then go.
Oh, all right. Well, man, I don't think that's what people do.
When I was over there, the people I was with is like, it's rude to eat or drink.
Oh, yes, that. Well, it's like, especially like on trains. Yeah, okay, that's true. Yeah, that's,
like I was just walking on the street and eating like chips or something.
Eating is definitely, especially eating.
And then they're like, you should stop, do that, and then
that
like, what? Why? I
yes, I forgot about it. That is definitely a Japanese thing.
Japanese rules.
I think they're a little bit looser on drinking, but food is definitely faux pas. You cannot eat. You cannot walk with your McDouble Big Mac and walk down the street with it. You have to sit down, eat it, and then get up and walk.
Yeah,
drinking maybe, but even I'm sure you'll get a bunch of dirty stares.
It's not illegal, but then it's like
it's culturally not accepted.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the difference. Cultural accepted and illegal. Exactly.
Look at this guy. Who does he think he is?
Basically, right.
Look at this guy, I was
gonna say, in Japan has this very thing of like, they're not racist, but maybe a little, without realizing they are.
There's some of it deep inside.
Xenophobia, perhaps, is the word I'm looking for this example. But that's Japan realizing. Let's go back to this particular show. But it is definitely a little bit part of the show, the culture Japanese it is. And that's to me the interest I had a bit of, because it's another one of those, let's really dissect and look into a problem and how do we solve that problem. In Zom 100, we destroy the world and have a good time. And here, forget destroying the world. We have this lovely big cat that will make our food and make us feel better when we're feeling down. There's some answer to this common problem they have in Japanese society. So I was kind of fascinated in that angle and to see how this was going to fold. And some of the comedy bits worked for me here and there. So it was nothing like, okay, I laughed here and there. So all right, I'll keep going. Now, it wasn't too much of a struggle. Like, oh, here we go, another one of these episodes. Let's do it. So yeah, overall, wasn't stoked about it, but when I was watching, I was like, yeah, okay, sure. I'm having a good enough time, especially on the early on of the show. All right, so I think we'll open up to spoilers, unless anything else before spoilers. Are we good?
No, we're good. Yeah.
All right, so let's open up to spoilers, and let's bring out Ivan's notes for the spoilers.
Disappointed.
Yeah, let's see. What else does he have? Maybe a little bit more details. He is disappointed because there is no really story development or character development, which is true. That is true. I will admit they're a
little bit. I would think
the
cat develops from like just paying her back the favor to wanting to stay with her.
Right. That's the only, but it's more of it's like back history explanation, not like current progression, right? It's more of a backstory. And I feel like a lot of people, including myself, when we watch a story, I feel like we want to see the progression unfold in front of us in current time and not to, see. You always want to be, you want to see it unfold. You don't want to be told what happened, I guess.
I was confused about, because at times I felt like the cat hated her.
It was a little love and hate relationship for sure, here and there.
Well, because, I guess we're in spoilers. Yeah, I guess.
We're in spoilers already?
The thing is, I think like we first met her, it's like, whatever, I need to survive. I'm here to do this.
Right, this is a one night. I just need the room for the night, and I'm out of here.
And slowly, like, her affection towards him, things like that, slowly kind of like warmed up a bit. To enough to like, it's not that bad.
She's okay, I guess.
And but most of the time, he's like this stupid person. I work. No, but I think he eventually says like, it's like a love and hate relationship. It's like she gets drunk, she goes somewhere else.
Right. I forgot to mention in the beginning part is she's a mess. She's a slob. She's overworked. She doesn't want to work.
Also, Japanese society.
Yeah. So she, when she first adopts the cat, who's she finds on the street, basically a stray, and brings it to her home. It's garbage everywhere. It's like everything you see, like Welcome to the NHK level or some Hoarders episode, something. And so she's like she's not like average. She's like a mess. And thankfully to Yukichi, that's the name of the cat. He somehow, like I said, learns to walk on 2 feet and becomes 6 feet tall and helps take out the trash, basically.
Well, like he says at the end, though, he wants to be a masterful cat.
And so somehow he willpowered his way.
Well, because like he says, he always wants to guarantee his next meal.
Right. It's
he says that, right? But no, slowly over time, he's like,
but how?
But like,
which then turn off the brain comes in.
But you argue, because Izumi just wants to learn to
he wants to be helpful.
Yeah.
And work, earn his meals, if you will. Which it makes the feeling emotional side make sense. The scientific part.
See, Ray, the problem is you think scientifically.
Right, I guess so.
You should check that out the window when you're in the show.
Yeah, that, once again, got to turn off your brain when you come in the door. And then Ivan did mention he liked that, referring to the backstory of how he became there and how he sees her, this and that. His other negative note, which I kind of agree with it once in a while, but not as bad as other shows. His comment is like, wait, how much does she love this cat? Cat is his problem, apparently. Because some people really love their pets.
Well, I mean, but he basically takes care of her. I mean, it's logically. I don't know, but like, what it sounds like.
But in a romantic sense, in case I wasn't very explicit.
Yeah, it was like
once in a while.
Borderline in a while, like.
Does she?
Because I mean, there's the one part where they talk about when she's in her office. And they're talking about the type of man that they want. Right. And they're all saying the things that the cat does for her.
Right, yeah. Like, I want a guy who's going to, cook me meals, support me, and this and that. I was like, wait, that's just my cat.
So then she kind of like thinks about it. Do I love my cat? Do I have a husband already?
There you go. And so, yeah, it's one of those where haha, it's cute. And as a person who, who's been a pet owner and, I would argue, like I said, I could watch people kill each other all day and not blink an eye. Anyone points a gun at a dog, I'm going to kill them first, personally. So that's the thing, is I'm definitely more of an animal lover than a person lover. But there's a line for sure. But I'm also not, what do people call themselves now? A pet parent?
Yeah. No,
I don't, as I said, I've loved my dogs in the past, but I have not considered them my children. For sure.
Not yet.
Man, I'm old. I'm getting halfway there. My midlife crisis is around the corner, so maybe there's time for me yet to become a pet parent. Oh, joy.
Well, she was like pet daughter.
Yeah, basically. And wife. On some episodes, it changed their relationship by dynamic sometimes, and like I said, I've seen other shows like I feel like I talked about before, like Oshinoko. That gave me like, ooh. Really uncomfortable when you think about it.
I feel it's more playful. I don't think
it's more playful and platonic. But if you think about it,
but see, probably
once again, gotta turn off the brain.
What did we learn from? You learn? Don't think about it. Have fun. What's going on? To me,
before the show even begins, just black screen. Please turn off your brain. Enjoy. Then the opening plays.
I argue that some anime shows, some animes are better off if you keep turning their brain off.
Life is better if you turn your brain off.
I appreciated that it didn't go that way.
Thank God. But that's true.
I feel like they got close. Like
they got close.
Like the part where he's giving her a massage and then the angle. I'm like, wait.
Some of the angles. Well, speaking about angles, why was there so many low hanging like skirt shots in general in the show? What the fuck?
But they were like in that show that like
they're trying to show off like the 3D CG stuff, but sometimes like, what is this creepy camel shot here? It was like someone's hanging out too much on the pervy websites, perhaps.
Well, I don't know. Everyone has their own shtick, They're all.
And speaking about things, or what are we talking? I mentioned Ivan. Okay, who cares about Ivan anymore?
All I know is that because I read the first volume.
All right, doubling your homework today.
I always do. And none of that's in. So it's the creator's.
Is it a 4-panel thing? That's my next question. Because a lot of episodes. They seem to have like more fuller stories, while other ones were like just like 3 like Garfield comic strips.
I'll have to double check, but I think it's a 4-panel comic.
Okay, because sometimes it felt like it was, and sometimes it did, so I didn't know which one it was.
But at the end of the day, it's about how Japanese society, how they overwork everybody to death, and
no one's got time for friends or relationships.
Yeah,
we're all just working.
I look at the social aspect because this is how it is,
right.
And they're worrying about the birth rate and everything. Like they always talk about the Japanese birth rate, because they overwork everyone half to death. And you drink a lot, or
their only way to cope is just to drink all the time. And then you're supposed to drink with your business mates too on top of it.
Yeah,
and then you're supposed to show up the next day to go to work. Once again, Zom 100.
Yeah, because it's like the goofy, when they went on the
business trip.
The business trip, you have to go. Your boss is there. You have to go there, man. You have to go and you have to drink with the boss. If the boss passes out,
right?
All right,
it's
the boss
business meeting. You got to show up.
So it's weird. It's just like a weird dynamic that
right.
It's
part of Japanese society.
It's culturally ingrained in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, you have to drink. You have to
be one of us.
Because you want to be part of.
Remember, because that's once again the Japanese mindset. We're all not, here in America, the Western, so we're all unique individuals. We're all special. We're all unique snowflakes. In Japan, we're one of us.
I want
the greater good for everyone.
I need you to work 40 hours this week because if you don't,
the company's gonna look bad.
Bob here's gonna look bad if you don't work 40 hours a week because Bob works 40 hours a week.
And you don't want to look worse than Bob, do you?
Yeah,
Bob's a team player. You want to be a team player, right?
It's a problem.
It's
a whole thing. But the show plays it like, that's funny because it's reality.
Yes. And also, real quick note is because I always feel sometimes we always kind of be more negative toward Japanese. Guess what? America's not perfect either. Because the show's we're talking about, I know some people will be like, oh, these guys, why do they watch anime if they just hate Japan and their culture all the time? And it's like, it's okay. We can enjoy things, but also, critique it and try to make it better.
You have to be, you can't be closed-minded about, because it's a real problem.
Right.
And and obviously the show is pretty much cute.
Have a cute cat to solve all your problems.
But this is a serious problem.
And that also kind of rubbed me sometimes the wrong way of like, haha. So if you're telling me if I just had a 6-foot cat, I could have a happy life, I'm like, but you can't get a 6-foot cat. So how am I gonna have a happy life?
It's
a little concerning once again. The more you think about it,
she calls in. I gotta stay here at work longer.
Right. There's a lot of episodes that involve I'm not gonna be home on time today, or this or that.
And it's just like, for one, how do you, I guess the cat just meows? I guess at the end, how does he respond? How does he respond back? I guess
purring apparently.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when purring a lot.
That was the only thing I remember.
I do like when he goes God.
Oh.
Sound effects. The sound effects are crazy. And that was the food quality. The food in this show. The food,
it's not bad.
No, the omelet. I know. Yeah, obviously not.
I've seen taste. That's what I'm saying.
It's not Ghibli level. Yes. Okay. Obviously.
But the fact they do make multiple dishes, that's something. So food war fans, come on in.
As we're gonna with other fans. Anyway,
we might check all the boxes for you, maybe.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say something, Frank? Look, you're gonna say something.
I was just thinking that that never crossed my mind.
What's that?
The whole, she's being overworked.
Oh.
I was just like, okay, you did overtime, cool.
Yeah, no, it's
just every day.
And over a while, if you see enough, so they always reference it a bit. If you know more of the culture, it's a thing.
Yeah.
So there you go. Anything else? Spoiler wise, I'm trying to think.
The cat made the show. I just wanted to see what he was gonna do next, and it's usually that's not a thing for me. I need more, but it was
just enough. He sold the show.
Well, yeah. I think the fact that
he was so masterful at selling himself to you.
He has dialogue, and the dialogue does a lot.
He has a little inner monologue,
and the dialogue itself, animated when he talks.
Right, they put the characters up on the screen to follow along, and for comedy bits here and there. I think like I said, I think I laughed. It was probably a 50-50 where sometimes I didn't laugh, but I laughed enough. I was bummed out. I did want a little. I didn't expect a lot of story or character development, but I did want a little bit, at least maybe with the boyfriend thing they kind of hinted at for 1 second. But I know that didn't go very far. But it would have been nice if we got a.
She has a lot of admirers though.
That was the part because I was thinking, okay, this guy's the guy that they're gonna get together,
right? Hook up.
And then the girl showed up, and then she's like,
"Oh, right."
And she's like, "Oh, I like her."
Yeah, and also
were they sisters?
The cousins.
Oh,
the ones at the supermarket, and
yeah.
And they worked in the office with her.
She was like,
they're cousins.
I'm gonna I'm gonna just go for girls now.
Right, and there's a little bit of, I guess.
What? Hey, if you're, she switched teams. I don't
And
know.
that's like another one of those, like, it's kind of like, hey, cool, progressive Japanese thing. Like, oh, cool, because once again, Japan's pretty conservative overall, so it's like, oh, kind of cool, why not? But once again, it's also kind of like, well, isn't this part of a bigger problem? And also, isn't we kind of playing this as a joke at the same time, which is, I don't know how to feel about this.
Oh no, you can switch teams anytime. Switch over.
It's one of those, like I said.
I felt it was done kind of well because I think over there I don't know, it's just the image I have that it's not that well accepted.
Oh, definitely not.
And so it was like, I'm not gonna say nothing just in case she thinks it's weird.
Oh right, yeah, and you could see, yeah, exactly. You could see the Japanese mindset when you literally heard the Japanese mindset talking about like, ooh, I can't, even as a joke, I can't say that because people can take it the wrong way. So it wasn't fine, but it's one of those, like I said, if you were thinking on the bigger progressive movement.
I do like the fact they keep using that scene over and over again though. It's like her grabbing the guy, her ex-boyfriend.
Oh, because she's super cool.
And I think that's the animation.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Speaking of which, that's probably I would argue probably my biggest. It's a small problem, but biggest small problem with the show is the show keeps telling us about, oh, she's so cool, and when she's at work, oh, she's so smart, she's so cool, and she's got her glasses on, makes her look smarter, right? Of course, because that's if you have glasses on, it makes you smart. And this and that, like, oh, she's so clever, she's so organized, she's got to bring her own lunches to this or that. But we're just like kind of like told that she's really good at her job, but we'd actually never see her be good at her job because deep down she really isn't. All her, what makes her good is because thanks to the cat who's making her lunches and is keeping her organized and bringing her on time, waking her up in the morning, stuff like that. It's all credit to him. Without him, she wouldn't be the well-organized worker that everyone thinks she is. But like I said, I just wish we saw like scenarios of her like doing those things versus being told, oh, she's so good. I'm like, well, what has she done? Because she just sits there and she has like a silly conversation, and that's the scene in the office.
Well, but I feel that's like every office anime. There's even like the Night Senpai.
Right. Well, yeah.
They don't really show you.
Yeah. What do they do? Yeah. Not. Yeah. It didn't have to be much, but just something.
Okay, I think it's like a rough. They always vague. Even like the
Iceman. What do they? We never figured out what they did in that show either.
They kind of just like I'm working the office.
I work in a building.
I type on this all day.
I'm
long.
on a computer.
But I think if anything, my Senpai, I think technically they're like a shipping company, so they fulfill orders like for business, things like that.
Right, but just something, I don't know, like a 2-second phone call, like, thanks to that phone call you had with the manager, we saved 10% on our something just to make me go, oh, she is good at her job.
But I think that's like a lot of office enemies, a lot of they don't really
the details. They just, who cares about details? Just know the office is bad.
Look at Mason Koku. Mason Koku, though, we don't know what.
But that's played more as a joke. That's more of a joke.
I think they only do that twice. I mean, I don't know if this is what you mean, but there's one part where she does her work really fast.
That's true.
And then there's this other part where
because she famously
right, and then she works real fast to catch the last train. Right.
I did like that animation because I also like was like super sick fit or something.
Right.
Super like
weird with the hands.
And then the other part that kind of shows that she was good at her job, and it's very brief. It's just the comment that everybody does is like, "Oh, thank you for covering." While I was gone, it was like 5 people that were
right,
and they gave her gifts because I guess she did their work.
Right, yeah, she covered for them.
But other than that, you're right.
Yeah, the Japanese mindset.
I just wanted, just a little, like, I don't know, just something. Like I said, it wasn't the biggest. It was a small, big problem of just, I wish, like I said, I like to see it, not be told it.
What I wanted was explanation for her martial arts. Like,
that's another thing. There's not even like a quick throw, like, oh, I used to do this in middle school, right? Because that's the quick throw line. Well, I used to be a black belt in middle school, right? That'd be but no, not even that.
Her explanation, well, he was just weak.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank goodness he was a weakling. But yeah, there was the cool shonen moment, if you will. Yeah, that.
I can watch the replay over and over.
Oh, again. Well, then good, because that's episode 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which also another small pet peeve. Boy, they should have like using the same footage over and over again in the show. The same establishing shot. Here's the same city street in the city. Here's the panning shot of the apartment building.
But I guess in a way it made the manga.
It's very sitcom. It became very sitcom, I guess.
Made the mangas the same way, kind of like, they always go back and like whenever the scene.
Well, most of the show takes place in the little bedroom, the living room, basically. Yeah. So like I said, it's minor nitpicks, but nitpicks nonetheless.
I still like the one where I guess when he goes to the C concert, the
idol stuff.
And then you see him in the corner, and
he's got the routine down.
And
Oshinoko fans rejoice.
It's like the goofy. And then she's like, but she's trying to like, look, I can do the dance.
And she's trying to she's trying to get him into it, or say it's cool too, but how do I break it to him? And then makes her do all the dancing.
Yeah, do it
you gotta do it right. Now you're off by 5 degrees.
And then these little paws going
get it in time with the music. That was silly and fun. There, like I said, there's some good moments. Yeah, and then I guess the last thing is the animation. It was interesting, but sometimes it was jarring to look at. And like Frank said, Ghost in the Shell. What's going on? Wait, why is Ghost in the Shell from 15 years ago playing on television right now?
Weird 'cause I like to think in today's modern society, I like to think that we could do faster than 30 frames per second.
It's jarring. The opening's the worst part, I would argue, which is maybe good versus the actual show itself. But that opening's, I only watched it the 1 or 2 times, and I was like, skip. So yeah, it's weird. It's like at first it's interesting, weird because it's different. But the more I look at it, I'm like, is this the future of anime? I hope kind of not personally, but it's like I said, it wasn't god awful, but it was a little concerning. Anyone else? Spoiler time?
No.
Good, Frank? All right, Miles?
I think we're good. I think we're good here.
All right, I think I did my quarter as well. All right. So that wraps up our, what is the
spoilers?
Summer anime
season. It's time. What does time mean? Season anime. It's time to watch the cartoons.
For the fall.
I love them Chinese cartoons. I love them Chinese cartoons. All right. So now it is time we do our rankings for the season. Maybe, can I do that? I need one sec. All right, gentlemen. Wait, what was Ivan's pick? Let me see. I gotta make sure I write down Ivan's.
It was Yohane. I bet you.
Yes, it was.
100%.
I mean, didn't we all unanimously? Come on.
Yeah. Oh, and then I woke up.
All right, gentlemen. So we have 4 shows in contender this season. We'll work our way from the bottom to the top, and we'll stick to the order we have been going. Frank, what is your least favorite show from the summer season?
Sorry, Johan.
Yeah, I know.
Or maybe not sorry.
Not that. Okay. Just a little sorry. Just a little. Sorry, not sorry. The classic. Just the classic.
I like Frank. You're like, I'll actually be nice. No, he's not.
He tried. At least he tried. Hey, he tried.
You know why? He's like, give me a hug, and then someone's does a suplex in the
there you go.
I came with good intentions.
And it got stabbed.
It's always the start.
And he stabs right then and there, huh?
At least he told you he was going to stab you. That's something. That's at least a little heads up. So you could dodge dodge the major organs at least. So that's it's a nice stab. It's a friendly stab.
It's a front stab,
Exactly. All right, then I'll ask Ivan. This guy always. Let's hear. Ivan also had Yohane as his least favorite for the season.
What? No.
I know. It's sad. So now it's up to you, Miles. Miles, what was your least favorite from the summer season?
I gotta put a Masterful Cat because anyway.
Let it all burn.
I guess the level one demon and the one room hero.
All right, there goes one for Demon Lord as the least favorite show. For myself, I'm also gonna just go ahead with the rest of the crew. And yeah, Yohane, the cute girls not being cute girls, but being idols, but not being idols in a magical world that don't matter at all.
I need like the Joker. You wouldn't get it.
All right, so that is our least favorite. So let's move on to our third favorite of the season. What is your bronze winner this time, Frank?
Ooh, this is tough now. Because I watched level 1 and the Cat 1 and Murder Farce. And at one point, I thought, "Oh, this one's gonna win." For all of them.
Oh, we got an upset.
So, I think I'm gonna go with level 1, Demon Lord, One Room Hero.
All right, another one for Demon Lord at third place. Let's see, what does Ivan have for his third place? Third place, and Ivan's choice will go to the Masterful Cat. Masterful Cat, his own choice, came into his third place for himself this year. Or season, I should say. Miles, back to you. What is your bronze winner? You know, Miles, you could be thinking this while I'm going around with everyone else.
I'm trying to say I'm going to be sad saying this. I guess Yohane.
Nani? Eh? What? You fool! What's wrong with you? Your own show, my friend. Your own show.
You know, see, it's always first place in here.
What was it? The no idols, the no character development, the no Q interaction,
What bumped it down?
no character
Well,
development,
because unfortunately, other shows
nothing interesting ever happening.
I
A
can't,
cohesive story. What was it that didn't make you want to watch it?
Any more else already before I can finish, please? Anything else?
I think
Are you good? You good?
Tune into last episode weeks for more episode of
No, no.
Yohane.
I'm pretty sure everyone can hear from here. Anyway, as I was going to say, is just that, like, for me personally, it's number one. But, you know, we're trying to be fair in this podcast. Yeah, we're trying to not always choose our favorite.
What? No?
I think you're supposed to. It is your list.
But yet, the concrete facts, though.
Oh, all right, Miles, you pick whatever order you want, but this is your list. You pick whatever you want. No one behind the scenes. You better not pick this show.
Follow your heart.
All right, so that's Yohane. All right, it's already written down. You can't change it now. I refuse. This is in ink. This is in pencil. Can't go backsies. Can't go backsies. Is it? No, it's my turn now, right? My turn. What did I pick?
What did you pick?
I picked
Zombie 100.
Well, no contest.
It's like this. It's a clap. It's like this clap.
Oh, poor Zom 100. Poor Zom 100. My third place winner for this season will fall into the Masterful Cat as well. It had some laughs, but I found another show that had a little bit more laughs, perhaps. All right, we're at the second place, silver place. Frank, who's getting the silver?
I was watching the cat, and I was thinking, yeah, I'm enjoying this a lot. I'm like, I think I'm gonna make it win. And then as soon as I started watching Murder Farce, I'm like, oh no, I like this one. What was I thinking?
Switcheroo, the fake out here.
I was like, I forgot that I like this kind
What
of.
was I thinking? What was I thinking?
The cat
It's
number
getting
2.
second place. Alrighty then. All right, then we go to Ivan. Ivan's second place will be Undead Murder Farce. Gets his third or second place. It is.
He was that mad at Moriarty?
Apparently he didn't. Yeah, second place. And sure enough, I want to double check here on the notes here.
Ink.
All right. So now back to Miles. Miles, have we decided our second place winner?
My second one would be the Masterful Cat. The surprise again, just the fact because you can tell they use a lot. They reuse a lot of animation, and it's fun. It's fun. But have we really, like you said, did we learn anything here?
No.
Debatable, right? But it's fun. I think it's a fun show to watch. But no, I didn't. Well, obviously, whoever's left is.
Well, what I learned was that I don't take good care of myself because, like, I don't know.
You were relating too much with the main character, perhaps?
Yeah, I was. You know what? When you guys were saying that this is how Japan is, I'm like, damn, I'm living in the wrong country.
You gotta head over there, Japan.
That's all I do. I work.
Japan. Oh, you gotta move to Japan, Frank. That's where it's at. That's where you belong.
I see you can take the subway. You don't have to worry about taking trains or anything.
There you go. Don't need a car. Don't need no license. There you go. Look, what are you doing here, Frank?
I don't know.
The only problem is you have to drink though. That's the only problem.
That is a big.
What happens if you don't? Like,
it's kind of a thing. It's kind of a big thing, to be honest, Frank. Not even joking. Like it's for real. It's like you have to kind of drink.
Has anyone tried it?
And they haven't moved up in the company or kept that job very long.
Like you want your job?
You kind of have to go for the late night drinking, basically.
Can we do like apple juice?
I was gonna say you're gonna have to ask for some Shirley Temples or something at the bar. You're gonna have to trick the bartender and hopefully your coworkers don't overhear you.
Apple cider,
something, the non-alcoholic one, something like that. So where are we at? We're at me. Is that right?
Yeah.
Me for second place. My second place. Apparently, boohoo. I guess so much me winning first place. I am sticking with my own personal show with the one room hero and the level 1 demon, the one room hero. Still can't get it after all these seasons and all these times talking
demon
about
Lord and the one room hero.
Too long.
There you go.
Goddamn.
Thank you.
Goddamn. These anime titles. They must be stopped.
Hey,
whatever it takes, we must stop them.
We'll catch you in the next light novels come out soon. We'll tell you that one.
But yeah, I like the humor a little bit more because it was dumber humor, and as a Naked Gun Police Squad fan, yes, give me the dumb humor every day. Thank you very much. All right, now it's time for number 1 goal, despite it's pretty obvious if you're keeping count But let's make it official. Frank, what is number 1 for you?
Undead Murder Farce.
Undead Murder Farce. So he gets. And he's on. Well, definitely not just because it was your show, right, Frank?
Right. I mean, I think.
The way you said it. It's like, is he sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like
definitely.
I don't remember, but I think this is the first time I picked my own show.
Oh, we'd have to go back to the tapes.
I didn't pick Trigun. I picked Tomo-chan.
Oh yeah.
I didn't pick Raeliana.
Oh, you did? I was surprised you didn't pick Raeliana. I think I picked it. Or maybe I give second place. Might have given second place. I really liked Raeliana. All right, fair enough. That's good to know. We'll go back to the podcast listeners. Let us know. Ivan also. No, wait. No, Ivan picked. No, he picked. Let me confirm. Just make sure I'm not crazy. Sure enough, he liked. Somehow he liked the One Room Hero the most out of everyone in the podcast. Sure. All right.
Different show I watched.
I mean, I enjoyed the show, but not first place for myself, which we'll get to in a minute. But first, Miles, make it official.
Undead Girl Murder Farce.
Oh, Mr.
Japanese
Japan
girl.
over here. Oh, Nihongo Jozu, eh? Oh, look at this guy.
I thought you didn't want to live over there.
Hopefully, how good is your drinking, Miles? Hopefully, you could keep up.
It's pretty good. I don't know if it's that good yet, but I could.
We'll get there. We'll get a training.
Yeah,
Work.
What montage?
Have some sake every day. A little cup every day. Hot, cold. Change it off. Change it off.
Drink what?
1, 2, up and down. Pour.
Weak.
Refill. And gotta practice. Gotta practice.
Itachi, you're weak.
Against the wall. It's your chief manager just grabbing you.
Yeah,
You call that a beer? Your alcohol isn't strong enough.
No, Madara was like this. It's like your weakness is weakness.
I thought you said Itachi.
Yeah, no, but it's like the better one. Was
right. Naruto's
it's like
there.
weakness is gust. That's the manager right there.
There you go. You work your way up. And for myself, I have joined the Undead Murder Farce is also my favorite show of this year.
So no one's gonna call it.
It's got mystery, literature references, a dark sense of humor. This thing checked everything in the goddamn box for me. So of course it was become my number 1.
And a catchy song in the front.
Yeah, it also didn't hurt at all. So now it is time to do the math to see what rankings we get here, gentlemen. 1 second, please. Play your Jeopardy music.
Honey.
Good luck, Miles. Good luck.
I mean, there's hope.
Honorable mention.
Let's go with that. That's more likely.
Hey, it was mentioned in this podcast.
Honorable mention, Zom 100.
That's
Very honorable mention.
Yeah, don't worry. But maybe by maybe in springtime, maybe we'll get the rest of it. It'll be like Goofy, the Attack on Titan. It's like, yeah, we'll get there eventually.
All right. So, for those who have been paying attention on the podcast and keeping your ears open and listening, doing the math in your heads, fourth place goes to Yohane. I know.
What?
I know. Very, very shocking. I know.
Breaking.
And we have, I think, maybe a first for the podcast, if memory serves me right, but we have a tie for second/third place.
Well, I mean, that's gonna happen eventually.
With Demon Lord, or God damn it. Level 1 Demon Lord and the Master. I'm not saying the whole title. And the Masterful Cat is tied in at second, third place at 10 points. Exactly, which is like abbreviation time now.
I like where it's like just.
I'm done. When you're hosting, you can do nicknames as well. All right.
Yeah, Cat. In one room.
Cat, Demon, Undead. There we go. Yohane. We already cut a Yohane out. I said that this whole time. No one questioned the Hani shit. There's like a whole mouthful with that one too. And yet someone get shit for the other ones. All right, fair enough. And then in first place with a whopping 15 points, almost unanimously the best show of the season on the podcast, Undead Murder Farce. So congratulations, Frank. You are today's winner.
Yes, I have the power now.
If only. I'm trying to think.
You gonna get your sword? You want to just go up?
I need a cape. I need
All right, here comes your acceptance speech, Frank.
Proper title.
How does it feel to be a winner, Frank?
Well, I would like to thank family, God, and all those who supported me.
Sherlock Holmes in particular.
Loyal fans. The cat that just shows up at my house.
I think they played you off now, Frank. They played you off. Get off the stage. Let the music flow.
I'll get the rest next time.
It's either that or Seinfeld.
That is funny. I didn't realize that you could just have the word.
The winner is
Like you can use that.
walking up on stage.
Yeah, don't be bad during like the Oscars a couple years ago when they did like, oh, and it's wrong.
Oh, that awkward. There's a recounting here, Frank. Oh, I'm sorry. You came in last. Johanne win. All right, Miles. No. Too silly.
Oh, the best part of that whole bit was the guy going like, well, this is wrong.
I'm going to give it to you.
It's like,
I'm gonna let you look like an idiot
Was
on
it
national
the
television.
Oscars or was it like the
It was the Oscars.
Miss Universe one?
No, it's during the Oscars.
There was a Miss Universe faux pas too, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The one with the
Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the best part, but it leading to the bit, it was like commercial, like you like live in.
Yeah, they lean. Yeah, at that point, all you can do is lean into it at this point, pretty much. All right, so that is our winners for the season. So Frank, you are the winner this season. Let me look at the clock real quick. We are still good on time. So now, and I must explain how we're going to be doing next season of the podcast because we're changing up the format as I hinted out early on in this podcast.
Because some people couldn't win, says me.
We're trying to give everyone a chance to. Let's see. We've done 3 seasons so far with Ivan won the last season, right?
Yeah, Frank.
Did he also win the first season?
I thought he won the first season.
And the last season too. But it was close, I think, last.
Yeah,
right.
How many
was
have we
close.
done? 3?
3 now. And now you're the I thought Frank didn't Frank win?
No, because Tomo-chan won the first one.
Okay. But it was like really close to Trigun, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the second one, who won it?
The second one was Ivan with what did he win? Oh, Oshinoko.
Yeah.
It was the Oshinoko and my Insomniacs was second place, and then now we got Undead, Murder Farce, and I guess a 2-way tie in second place with the Cat and the Demon Lord.
So you won one.
No,
Oshinoko was his?
that was Ivan's.
Then what was the other one? What were the 3 winners? So the first one was Tomo-chan, and then
Tomo-chan, Oshinoko, and Undead Murder Farce.
oh, this is the third winner.
There's the third one right now.
You won.
Because next season will be fall.
Finally.
You did it, Frank. You did it.
All
You
right,
cracked the code.
we're not doing it
And
again.
congratulations. We're not doing it 3 times. We're not doing it 3 times. All right. If we're going to Counter Strike already for the first 2 times.
Like, wait, what?
It's going to be fine.
won?
It's going to be fine. So here's the rules for now, the winner. So this season, we are going to skip on the usual draft where we go around in rotation and pick our shows for the next coming season. Though we are debating to keep it or leave it in the future. At the moment, we are just passing it, but it might return on the winter season of 2024. So if you're into a fan of the draft, let us know. We're on Twitter. Send us something anywhere in case you want to make sure. Yeah.
Come on, you 5 guys.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, let us know if you want to keep the draft, but we're planning to keep it, but not this time. So we're going to skip it and just kind of jump into our previews next time. Hopefully we get Ivan on the podcast. We'll be in most likely mid-November, looking at the schedule at the moment. But speaking about the first place and the powers that Frank has just won for the next season. So this time around, we are going to lessen our load a little bit and focus on maybe bigger shows in regards to their episode counts, because if you've noticed the last 2 seasons we have tried to keep it to the 12 to 13 episode count because it's nice and easy and they're fresher shows that are in the zeitgeist at the moment. But we know there are popular shows out there like your Dr. Stones, your Spy Family, and other stuff like that. Yeah, very
alive.
See, I said popular shows, Miles. This is when I said not unpopular shows.
Well,
You
they're
missed the
it's popular, just not in the place you look at.
Okay, well, fair. Maybe you're right, Miles. Maybe you're right. I can't argue that. So we are cutting down from 4. Well, we did 4 to 5 shows, but because Zom 100 died, that became 4 shows.
You said in a way it's its own undead. It's like an undead right now.
We'll talk about a farce. Hey, got him. So we'll see. I don't know if we'll ever do anything with Zom 100. Only someone in Japan in this working right now has an idea of when that's going to happen. So right now, Zom 100 is kind of dead and forgotten at the moment. So we're gonna switch it out from instead of 5 to 4. Now we're gonna go down to 3 shows this season, but one of said shows can be a longer ongoing series. So for those who are interested to hear more probably popular shows, like I mentioned before, we're gonna try to cover that next season. And Frank, being the winner of this season, has the power to choose such a big show on the list. We have to have a majority ruling to accept this as a bid. And then if we have 2 shows that are, 24 episodes or so longer, Frank gets to decide which show gets to be chosen for that season. So enjoy that little... What?
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. So you're a masterful cat now, Frank. Congratulations. And along with your choosing of the potential big show of next season, which you'll have to stay tuned, and like I said, mid-November to figure out what is going to be covered on the fall season. But also along with that, in general, Frank, you also get to pick a main topic of your choosing in the future, which could be something fun or wacky, like when we did the fictional schools here on the podcast, from literature and anime, stuff like that. Or if you want to keep it down and simple, just like we've covered Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, where we just all gathered together, played a game, and talked about, we could do the same thing with a video game and an old classic anime or something that we haven't yet covered on the podcast. Frank, you choose it. That's not One Piece, and
or
we could make it have
Fire Emblem.
No, Fire Emblem's up. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. And as the producer of the podcast, I get an extra vote, I'm pretty sure. So that's all that matters.
Sabotage.
Perhaps. So Frank, you don't have to think about it. Do you have an idea what you want to claim for that your main topic winner prize just yet?
No, I'm gonna let
Okay, let's see.
marinate.
You don't have to choose it just now.
He's gonna let it cook right now.
But you do have to decide something before the end of the fall season. So you have until the end of the year, Frank, to claim your prize, or your coupon will expire. All right.
Oh my god.
So you got to be a little quick. So you got the next 2 months or so. So let it simmer. Let think about it.
It'll be soon. Just
okay. Just to keep everyone to keep an eye out, keep the ears open.
One Piece, start from the beginning. Let's go.
Well, I'll get to that in a little bit when we get to our week. So that is our focus for the next anime season. 3 shows, but with a potential big show. And because of that will mean, since there's usually 4 of us here on the podcast, with Ivan being our 4th chair, to get to 3 shows, we will be rotating and taking, one of us will take a seat back when it comes to the previews, but not the reviews. Like we've been doing this whole time since on Otaku, where we get together and talk about the shows to completion, get to spoilers. That will still be intact, but to make it a little bit easier and lighter for someone, an even rotation, we'll have a rotating dropout, if you will. And for the current season, we already discussed it behind the scenes, and Ivan will be the current dropout, and that's why he was too scared to come on the podcast. He was just too ashamed. The biggest scar he's left on his night keeps him up at night. Otaku. He wakes up in the middle of waking up his kid and family. It's true. It's the biggest shame in his life. But anyway, so as I bang this,
There you go.
that's why I don't have a pin in my hand usually, because I keep playing with pins.
What you have a gavel like this?
There you go. I got it. Where I can. Oh no, I don't have the gavel. See, I don't have the gavel sound effect. The closest I got. That's basically what we all do on the podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the anime season for Nick. I think we covered everything, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Okay, those are the rules. That's what's going to... So look forward to all that shenanigans. Like I said, mid-November will be our big thing. Frank is our winner. So now let's move along on our podcast and do a little bit of our week, since we got a little bit still time for this. So Frank, I'm going to keep with this rotation apparently. Frank, what have you been watching? What you've been playing?
Well, as the new champion.
Wait. Give him like the coat, like the coat.
I'm gonna go to Burger King. I'm gonna get one of those crowns. I'm gonna wear it until I get 3 thrown.
No.
Not until you gotta enjoy the season, Frank. Enjoy the season.
Then you're gonna take the hat off and give it to us. It's like, here you go.
Last time I think I said I finished Sea of Stars.
Oh yes.
After that I bought the Mega Man Zero collection.
Oh right.
I only beat the first one. The second one pissed me off, and I stopped playing.
All right, that makes sense as well.
Also Mega Man Zero.
It was stupid hard. Anyways, along with Mega Man Zero, I bought Tactics Ogre and Star Ocean.
All right, you mentioned the Star Ocean. I finally figured. I saw an hour because now I forgot what it was, but I did see it. It's like, oh, that's the one Frank was talking about.
I played a bit of Tactics Ogre, but only like the first level. I'm liking it. It's just that I said, you know what, I'm gonna leave this one for last.
Right, really enjoy it.
I also bought the Kawabanga collection.
I bought that last Black Friday. I haven't played it yet. I should.
I bought it because my nephews, they love Ninja Turtles.
Who doesn't? Got good kids there. Definitely don't look behind Miles' shoulder where my Ninja Turtle collection is right there.
No.
Doesn't exist.
Turtle power.
So yeah, but mostly I've been playing Star Ocean, and It's reminds me a lot of Tales of Symphonia. That type of gameplay. It's fun. It seems kind of complicated because there's a lot you can do, a lot of settings you can mess with, and
Right, skills, abilities.
so it's kind of easy, but at the same time, it's hard. It's not very well balanced, I think, because it's like it's too easy, and then suddenly like
Oh, I see.
Oh, I gotta try now.
Oh shit.
yeah, I was like,
Gotta switch your tactics.
crap. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing. And watching One Piece with my brother.
Still, how far are you? It's like I want to ask you how far are you, but like I have no context really.
Where are you?
I
cannot see you. Where?
I'm at Water Set. I've gone. We've had a skirmish with the crew without getting to spoilers.
Are you sure you're in
Water 7
You're in Water 7?
with the Venice.
Okay. So you have fallen from the sky.
Oh yeah, I left the Skyland.
Oh, okay.
Skyland. Yeah, last time I talked about it, I left Skyland.
All right. So
Skyland.
we are.
I'll get to. I'll talk about my week. Or unless you want to talk One Piece right now, Frank?
No, I'll just tell you real quick
Sure, hit
where
me.
I am compared to you.
Gotcha.
Because Water 7 is kind of 2 arcs. So we are. Let's see, like 3 or 4 arcs ahead of you.
So a little bit, but I might have a chance.
Episode 638.
Okay, I don't have a chance.
And that's when it gets really good, though.
All I can say is
Let's go.
I can do it, guys. I'm almost there.
As long as you read it, not watch it, you're fine.
Oh god, that's my only chance.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just Star Ocean. I'm enjoying it.
That sounds like I was surprised. Might have to keep an eye on that one.
The hardest part was picking the name.
Just put Link. They're all Link now.
Yeah,
Or Linkle if you're a girl.
There you go. You could change it up.
Does it matter?
And there you go. You could be like me, put Ray, or you could put Ray R-E-A or R-E-I. Oh, as an Ava fan. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Yes, I didn't do much. It's just
That's I didn't do much as he lists like 10 different JRPG. Classic Frank week. It was a slow week for me. I spent only 3,000 hours on video games, but instead of that, it was a little slow.
On hard.
I was watching that show that has like 1,000 episodes. I'm always like halfway again for the third time. But instead of that, it's been a slow week.
Yeah, get on my level.
only about 5 games.
Just everywhere Frank goes. He's just leveling up everywhere, defeating all these big shows and titles. And we're here looking like a bunch of chumps.
Well, it's just a normal day for a champion.
I guess so. When you're the winner, you're like, this is why you're the king. This is why you're the GOAT. That's the kids say it. At a point, you're the GOAT, Frank.
Yeah, but you know what? Thinking about it, I'm like 15 hours in into Star Ocean.
True gamer here, folks.
Who's next?
Miles, what you been watching? What you been playing? What's new with you?
Let's see. So far, I'm at the end of Final Fantasy 15. I got to the end where Frank kind of told me about it.
I'm sorry.
But,
They were dead the whole time. I knew it.
And I guess at the end of the day, this game is basically like what it's supposed to, because it's supposed to be technically a versus it's supposed to be a 13 game, right? Or like a.
I guess.
Because,
the original name, yes.
Yeah, so and this
lightning shows up?
It lives up to the name. That's the best way to describe it.
Interesting.
But apparently I'm skipping all like the end game stuff, and I'm just going back to my car, pimp out my car pretty much.
So you're doing like side quests?
The side quests.
I see. So you can see the ending, but you're doing everything.
Because how can I say it? Because the problem with the ending, like once like a certain moment hits, like it's classic. Hey, after forward, you can't do anymore.
Right.
So it's like, well, I wanted.
Might as well clean up out here.
Yeah, so I'm going out gaining money, doing hunts, gaining monsters, things like that.
Getting a keyblade.
Yeah, basically. I guess I'm trying to find an ingredient because I guess you upgrade like there's certain weapons you get. You upgrade it by finding material to upgrade them. I guess. And then I guess you give them to Sid, and then he fixes them like over like a day or so, and you get that weapon back. And none of them is because they're always the ultimate blade or whatever. They're always like some ultimate weapon.
Some gimmick.
So I guess I'm trying to do that now because I'm this is where I'm at. But my main focus this week is DLC talk. So I remember when I told you I was going to play this game, you bought DLC for me to play the game, right?
True.
It turns out the PS5 doesn't like I guess it's similar to licenses. So before I started playing 15, I downloaded all the DLC, all the season pass content, everything in there.
Mm-hmm.
Load the game up, and I was like, oh, maybe it's like a certain moment. That's when I could play the DLC.
Right,
part.
to access it.
And none of it showed up.
Hmm.
And then just because of a quick coincidence, I was curious. I switched to your profile,
Uh-huh.
and then it popped up. It's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna play through your account.
So you're playing on your profile and your save, but because I technically bought it for you under my account, it won't let you access the DLC.
Even though I downloaded the DLC.
Even though you download the DLC and it's on the cons. Okay, well, welcome to the digital future, folks. Remember the PS5 Slim we talked about early on?
So
welcome to it.
At this point right now, I'm going to buy a DLC because I'm done with the game, right? So it's like, fine, whatever. But I'm more hesitant because, like you said,
You don't want to start over again.
But it's one of those things. The digital future. It's like, oh, your pal or your buddy has DLC. Well, you don't have the rights to DLC because you didn't have the license key.
Why don't you fully should have played in my profile?
Oh yeah, that's what a mistake on my part.
How dare you? Don't know nothing.
Yeah,
I allow you to play my PlayStation.
yeah. Thank you, Sony. So while I'm taking pause, I'm back in Like a Dragon Ishin.
Mr. Samurai.
Samurai, and also Western shooter.
Bang bang.
And boy, some of the late unlocks or heat moves in that game. Boy, there's like, Q never done this.
Well, it's not Kiryu. It's not. It's his great uncle or something.
But it is funny because I did buy the DLC to get like the gear skin.
Oh boy.
So funny him using the gun and just like, taking out bad guys.
There you go.
And it's like this is so. Like,
but he's a good Yakuza with a gun.
And then like, especially like you grab a guy, flop him in the air, and just looks like you see like just dead
just
eye,
empty.
Like, bam, 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 bam. It's like, and it's just like, what is?
All right, he went to jail for that. Right now, you know how that's. So this really is the 0-0.
Yeah, 0-0.
The prequel of the prequel.
0.1.
Yeah.
or 0.001.
Yeah, 0.001.
Numero love, like, oh yeah, that's great.
There you go. I love the collaboration here.
My only issue is that in this game, it also has first to me and like I'm gonna call it user series, whatever, is that hey, you want to get the cool weapon, right? Because you have to get like certain like hammers or things like to make the best weapon in the game. You have to buy that outside the game on DLC.
Well, at least we got something in common between these two games. Or it sounds like it.
It's like, hey, you want the cool like the super hammer
to
make this stuff? That'll be $3. And I went like, and I say no, and you can buy, and it's just there. You can. So
Miles, I heard they let you out of San Diego after swimming there all day.
I don't get that. But...
He's a whale because they call the big whales. People spend all the money all day.
Did you buy it?
Well, I bought the deluxe edition, like So
he bought a package set to convince him it was a deal.
Oh, yeah.
He sleeps better at night knowing it was a deal. Quotation marks.
But I can't buy the hammers individually if I wanted to, and just yeah. But the numbers do go up though, right? The numbers do go up. So the numbers go up, right? Because like the thing in the game is like you can make like a headpiece, right? If you want to get the best stats, you have to give a super hammer for you to level it. No, it's just it's just.
Are you winning, brother?
And I think the best part is that this game, whatever, and then the next game, what comes out 2 weeks from now, is digital only.
Fun times.
Yeah, that's all I have for this week. Just a lot of a lot of DLC shenanigans. That's the best way to put it.
Sure, sounds like it.
I have a question. Did you get to the King Tomberry in 15?
Yes, but I can't beat him yet.
I love that fight.
Sounds like from One Piece.
Well, at the end there's like
I believe you.
Yeah.
There's a big baddie we have to defeat.
And my weapons aren't strong enough.
If you paid for it in the DLC, Miles.
No, it was 15. The only problem with the 15's weapon systems is like they're pretty much like you really can't really optimize. Like you just find a weapon and here it is. There's no. It's not really a Final Fantasy game at the end of the day. It's it's very uniquely strange.
Apparently.
I know is I do have a hankering to play 13 again.
You said this last time. You can just stop.
But it's kind of good though, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'm going to stop you now, and I'm going to talk about my week, despite I really have not a lot to say, since most of my previous week has been catching up on these shows, since I have not seen anything at all until like Monday of this week. So that was a lost Fire Emblem. Very little progress, if any at all. I'm just
Done.
I'm probably doing like the mastering the emblem rings, like, you know, the extra mission with Corin and Erica and Ike and everyone else, right, to get them to level 20 versus 10. So that was like the last thing I've done. I have trimmed the fat a little bit more, as Frake's recommendation, to focus on these are my characters and these are my roles with these characters, and they're gonna stick in these roles until the rest of the game. So I could probably like plow through and just beat the story stuff, but I kind of want to linger a little bit because I feel like I want to change my myself into a new class, though I don't know what other class I'm kind of tempted to go for, since the game really designed to be the divine dragon type. So, and I imagine will that affect stuff in the later part of the story and gameplay. I forgot about that till right now. That's some anime shenanigans I forgot about that happens at the end of that game that I won't get into because of spoilers. So yeah, maybe I'll just leave it because I'm like at level 18, I want to say. So I think I max out at 20, I think. So. Well, I might have just to suck it up and limit myself at this rate.
To not risk it, I would just reset, not change job, just reset level.
That's a good point. I forgot you could do that, right? Oh, okay, good. I'm glad you had you on the podcast today, Frank, just for that. So yeah, hopefully I'll get back tomorrow on that. Sadly, I've not got a chance to talk about Separate Ways, the DLC from Resident Evil 4, which I wanted to get into. I did not. Because I was up late night the last week or so talking and playing about The Walking Dead Season 1 on my Twitch channel. I guess I'm shilling this at the moment.
You're shilling, all right.
It is part of my week. It is part of my week. And it's a game. It counts. Shadow Shonen on twitch.tv. Blah, 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 blah. At midnight. Find me there on my midnight channel. That's Pacific SoCal time. So yeah, I decided to go back to The Walking Dead. It's an old game. It's, I think, like 10, maybe 11 years old now. But it just so happens I've been going through one of my favorite podcasts and going back to them, and sure enough, it was about the same 10, 11 years ago, and they were talking about The Walking Dead. And I was like, oh, I do remember liking The Walking Dead a lot. That's first season 1. I should replay it too. And so I figured, it's Halloween time. It's kind of horror, kind of spooky. Just, something to match midnight hour. Here we go. And so I've been playing through that again. There are 5 episodes in the story. It is very choose your own adventure, visual novelist kind of stuff. So if that sounds like your jam and you haven't got a chance to check out The Walking Dead, particularly season 1, I think it's the best one out of the bunch. That's only the one I really know that well. But yeah, I've been replaying it. It's holding up for the most part. It's it was a little janky when it first came out. It's still a little janky to this day, but I think a lot of the narrative stuff it does pretty well and makes you feel guilty about your choices, despite no choices like so very black or white. It's very well, this is a bad situation and this is a worse situation. Which one do I pick? So yeah, that still holds up. I'm hoping to finish that actually probably around a little bit shortly after this podcast is released. I'll be finishing that. And then if you're listening on Wednesday when this episode comes out, in theory, according to plan, hopefully I'll be checking out Sonic Superstars. Is that the new Sonic 2D Sonic game?
Superstars, I think.
Superstars. I'm going to be playing that on Twitch TV. Check it out, midnight. But yeah, I'm going to focus on that. And then we got the new Mario Wonder, which also will be covering on Twitch, and bring it to the podcast next time we get together. So if you're interested in those games, look forward to that on Twitch or right here.
I can't wait to see it with that Wonder and its... I guess
bring out the drugs. Bring out the drugs.
Whoa, okay.
The good stuff. Only the good stuff for the Miyamoto team, please. And then the last, probably the juiciest bit that I kind of got into but slowed down a little bit is the old One Piece, your favorite, Frank. With the arrival of Water 7. This name I've heard so many times in the last decade. I'm like, what the fuck is Water 7? Now I know it's just Venice, apparently. So it's like, oh, okay, kind of cool, but also not surprising. And yeah, they got... without getting into super spoilers, because do you care about spoilers, Miles? My next first question.
I do, because apparently I gotta join the boat now because everyone else is.
Come on, join the Straw Hats. Everyone's all aboard.
Because at least I'm bad as Ivan, at least.
Get on board.
But I feel like everyone's saying no. You feel like the guy that's on the boat and you see all the ships like.
Come on, you could be Chopper. There's the next question. Well, Frank's probably Luffy. I think he's the Luffy.
What are you talking about?
Who? If we were the One Piece characters, who would we be? I feel like you're the Luffy here.
Why?
I'll let you decide. I still need you to come on next week's podcast, so I better leave it at that. But you're gonna be you're the captain. You won first place, and he's the captain of the ship. Makes sense. It makes sense.
Frank's like, I don't like this at all. I don't like this one bit.
Luffy can be a great pick or a horrible.
Let your imagination decide.
It's a 50-50 shot.
Let's see here. Miles could be.
I do have his hat though.
Usopp.
Nah, you're not that useless. Chopper, you're at least a chopper. You're probably the chopper. You when we're in trouble, you come bail us out. There you go. There you go. What am I? Probably like
Zoro.
Zoro / Nico Robin, maybe.
Yeah.
Grumpy and silent. Yeah, you put them together. I'll take that. There you go. If I had the fusion fruit, there you go. That's what we need.
Oh no, I bet you. Oh my god, there probably is something like that.
Speaking of all other things at One Piece, I know you. Do you remember when the Straw Hat crew fought Count Chocula, Frank?
Who?
Exactly. Your reaction makes me think no. The basically filler arc.
The one where
he becomes a boxer.
Oh, I skipped that part.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Yeah, it's technically not filler, but I'm like, it's filler. So let's go. Moving on.
It feels like filler. I was reading this. I'm like, it was a very jarring because I'm used to seeing this in anime form, not in manga form. Yet here it is in the manga. I was very confused.
So if it's filler in the manga, would I consider filler, or is that still? Or is that?
According to Frank and myself, it's filler, baby. It is bloody filler because it was just not even for One Piece nonsense. It was really nonsense.
I watched it the first time around, and then now that I'm watching it with my brother, I'm like, you don't need this.
Yeah, you don't. And that's the thing. You could cut here and cut to there and boom, get into the next arc where actually it's more interesting. So yeah, and hinting and teases of characters' dark past perhaps in Water 7. Ooh. So I'm a sucker for a mystery, so that is exciting. The in-crew fighting is... I'm curious. I am curious about it because it doesn't seem like it's supposed to be serious, but it is serious. But the versus match doesn't seem like it can be serious.
Did they fight?
I saw the fight, and I felt like the outcome, and maybe I saw like a chapter more after, and that's it. Because they're having they're fighting amongst themselves, and also. They have a bigger problem that they're trying to solve, which can't be solved. And also, slightly spoilers for those who are familiar. I've met the next member of our crew, perhaps.
Okay.
So that's how far I've got into without getting into too many spoilers for those who know the series. I think I left enough clues to figure out where I'm at. And it's I like Water 7's an interesting setting. So I kind of like that part about it. I am curious though what's gonna happen next, and especially with the mysterious back history that will come back to bite us ? So a lot of right now I'm like in the middle of all the setup, and I'm curious to see where it's gonna go from there.
You're reading it, right?
I am reading the manga.
Yeah, I was thinking of who you are. Yeah, I think you're a character that hasn't come out yet.
Has it come out? Okay, all right.
Unknown character X.
I'll get to that Straw Hat crew eventually. All right, I look forward to meeting myself in the future, 10 years from now when I get there. But that's my One Piece update for the week, and that's the one thing I've been somewhat consistent about. And hopefully I'll get a little farther, and I guess apparently trick Miles to join me as well. Apparently, welcome to the One Piece podcast.
Yeah, slowly but surely we're getting
we did put Luffy's hat in the logo for a reason apparently.
Yeah.
And now it all makes sense.
I'm proud of you. The champion approves.
Thank you, Frank. Hopefully, we could work.
We could live up.
Remember this when I need to pick the big show of the season. Remember that, Frank. Remember those words.
Have to consider it.
All right. I'll take it for now.
So this is bribery before. Wow, what true pirates we have over here.
Arr, shiver me timbers. Arr, yo ho, and a bottle of rum.
I like cheesecake, juice. In case you were wondering, Miles.
Um,
I do. Hey, it's like, is this a One Piece character I've been made?
I like first I was a Dragon Ball character because like it sounds like a Dragon Ball.
It's like
character.
cheesecake. I'm like, because Luffy said he likes cheesesteak in particular. I'm thinking about, well, he eats anything. Now it makes sense. And cheesecake. Good choice, Frank. All right. So I think that is it for our weeks this week, and as well as the podcast. Next week, we'll have something. We're still cooking and figuring that out. Hopefully, it'll probably be a little spooktacular, most likely in theme, since it'll match around the holiday, Halloween time, if you will. And then after that will definitely be our preview season of the fall anime season. So if you're an anime fan, don't want to miss that episode, and don't miss any other episodes, because we're going to have all the good content, anime, video games, all galore. The holiday time's coming up, more shenanigans, hopefully get a couple new hosts and coming in and out, have a merry, jolly holiday time here on Otaku.
Your unofficial One Piece Falcon.
Yeah, soon to be. We're working on it. All right, I'll call Oda, see what I can pull off here. But of course, before we go, I must thank everyone individually. Frank, thank you for coming on and sharing us your murder farce with us.
Yeah.
It's good to be the king.
The champ is here.
I was thinking about, my privilege as a champion.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an anime I'm thinking of suggesting.
Oh, already got some things brewing.
Or a game.
Ooh, all right.
I don't know. I feel like the game might be
too hard.
Too long. Not hard. It's just too long, and then, money. But the anime, I don't know if it's found anywhere.
Oh, it's somewhere on the interweb, I'm sure.
Anyways, but I will try to think of a theme.
All right, don't miss an episode. Don't want to figure out what it's gonna be. Big announcement, then we'll follow through. Hopefully before the end of the year. So thank you, Frank. Miles, thank you for coming on the podcast. You brave soul who picked Yohane and the blah 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 sunshine. I swear this is gonna be a good show.
Yohane are part of Lithian, Sunshine, and a Mirror.
Yeah, it's a mirror, right? Fake mirror.
Well, it's a mirror of herself. It's the true one.
I want to break my head over that mirror.
I had fun.
Well, I'm glad you did.
That's all that matters.
As a guy who picked it as his third favorite show of the season, might add. Just let that sink in for a minute, Miles. But thank you anyways.
Wow, I mean, it could be worse. Better than 4.
I guess that's true. Statistically, that is true. I can't argue that. All right, so that'll do us here on Otaku. Adios, people. Have a good one. Until next time. Bye-bye.